I think it hit 517. Oh, I can't. I don't know. I mean, that's your opinion. At least. I don't know right now. But again, I'll be back here on the Breakfast Club. Love that. Also, thanks for the host and stuff.
Got you, brother. Yeah, and dude, you're right, man. I'm loving what I'm seeing out of SNEC. A buddy of mine actually messaged me when it was sitting at 300 mil, and he said, "Is it too late?" You know, the classic, "Is it too late?" And you never want to give financial advice. You never want to tell people. I'm like, bro, you know, obviously you wanted to buy it a while ago, but when you just look at Cardano and the market cap, this is the meme coin. I mean, you know, if you think Cardano is going to get back to all-time highs, this is going to be $1 billion meme coin plus. Okay, I can tell you that. And he bought some. I think he's pretty happy with that purchase. So, yeah, I love it. XRP, yeah.
It's flipping like every other meme coin that's coming up. Like Ponky, we love Ponky. Ponky flipped it. I was like, oh fuck, fucking Obama, whatever email, whatever that one is, Harry Potter email. He flipped that one. Not that that's a great example, but it is just climbing through the ranks, flipping everything. It's like, oh shit, you know, it was down for so long, like not down, but you know, 60, 70 mil for so long. You know, I got in like probably in the 20, 30 mil, something like that. But it's been down for so long, and now you just look at the chart every other day, it's going up another 10 ranks. It's like, fuck, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the number one meme coin on Cardano. It's a massive. There's a ton of liquidity there. So I mean, like, it's not like you're going down and dumpster diving. I mean, Cardano's a $40 billion market cap. This is the play. I mean, this is the play on Cardano. This is the SHIB on Ethereum, bro. I mean, SNEC is what SHIB is on Ethereum, bro, to Cardano. I mean, that's just what it is. Don't overthink this shit. You know? Don't overthink it. And you know what? Speaking of meme coins, we haven't found out which one is going to be the meme coin of XRP. Talk about opportunities. We've had 2 mega spaces with XRP meme coins. There's going to be one that gets to a SNEC level that is the top dog. And guess what? We don't even know which one it is yet. Talk about freaking opportunities. And guess how much XRP has to offer? $150 billion market cap. So, yeah, that shit's coming. Be ready. Be prepared. Get out in front of it. We're seeing the same shit play out with Sui. You know, Sui, almost 10 billion in market cap. They got meme coins. As that market cap grows this bull cycle, there are going to be $1 billion meme coins on Sui. That will happen. But I want to hear from Larry, and I know a bunch of people want to get in here. I see Hbar for life. He's probably loving it with the Hbar pump. I see Crypto B up here. We got Mar. We got Devon. We got a full house. We are now live on YouTube and X too, so we got people filing in over there. Appreciate everybody rocking with us. Larry, what's going on, man?
Yeah. Hey, Zach. You know, I don't want to say we told you so, but I've been.
But you did.
Telling you so.
But you did.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, some good news out of Asia Pacific today. Hong Kong and Macau and a couple other special economic zones have opened up and fully declared that XRP is going to be a tax-free digital asset. And Hong Kong is, you know, really gearing up to be the Asia equivalent of a Dubai. So they're going to have an offshore like a remuneration and remittance system, and a lot of it's going to be based on XRP and SWIFT and UnionPay's integration together. So, as I said a long time ago, that was happening. You know what I told you about Ethereum. You know, Ethereum minted, you know, 3 billion USDT. In response to you know, the current conditions. You know, you guys saw me in that small, intimate setting with about 20 people with CZ and Vitalik. Do you think CZ and Vitalik want Bitcoin to have dominance with XRP? That's not the case. So what you alluded to with Ethereum is, yeah, they're making big moves right now quietly based on, you know, catching up to ISO. And then so people get really focused on the ISO, but you know, I've been working on the ISO 4200 for ethics and AI and how it applies to Web3, especially on the Web3 segment. I've been working on it for about a year, but now there's even a higher standard called the IEC, And right now, the only token that's close to meeting the ISO-ISE combined standard is XRP. Hence why the Chinese government is allowing exceptions for the token. I see there, Devon. I didn't say that there's not anyone else building, but I'm just saying that right now XRP is recognized by the Chinese government. I'm in China right now, and I work for HSBC as a consultant on their gold-backed token and quantum chain. So let me finish. It's not all bad, man. Everyone has a chance. I'm just letting you know because I'm a consultant in that part. And China is also, again, quietly buying up more and more Bitcoin. Like I've always said, if Bitcoin got down to 30,000, and it's never going to, all the price precedents are, pre-programmed around the 70,000 ceiling mark right now. The price precedent is so high, it will never go back down because most of the financial products are already leveraged so heavily, especially from, TradFi to FinTech to Web3, that we're never going to see the kind of days that we've had before. It's not possible, and now there's more pressure for allowing some loose liquidity to allow some entry for retail to come in, because it's already like Metasco and myself alluded to, a lot of this is pre-programmed in. If they're going to be the ones that are going to start the engine, we're going to be the gas to drive the train, right? So a lot of that's happening, but you'll see more. I mean, people ask me every day because I've been an XRP maxiist. Besides, I'm an ETH maxi too, but the XRP is probably I'm not giving anyone financial advice, but it's really not going to slow down because now you saw the list of 200 plus banks, the top 6 banks in the world coming to a consensus and working together to provide a no longer a legacy remittance and payment system. It's going to be mainstream now, and it may be one of the few universal pathways. There's a lot of other good products that meet the ISO and IEC, but or attempting to meet the IEC standard, but XRP has been doing it the longest, and the biggest advantage XRP has is that, I don't know if you watched that 60 Minutes interview, man, it was pretty telling, and I'm surprised not more people are talking about it, because it just, Mr. Garlinghouse is going to be in office. I'm lucky enough and happy enough to be an analyst and a consultant for the transition assembly for the crypto czar and the crypto the transition crypto office for our new president. But I will say that I think, like I told you last week, it was 70%, right, Zach, or a couple of days ago. And now I'm almost going to say it's 90% that Brad Garlinghouse is going to be the czar for President Trump to be the crypto czar. So there's more to unpack. I got some more alpha on Sonium too, and how Samsung is putting all of their chips, they're hedging all of their chips in, because they both had to reinvent themselves, both Sony and Samsung, because their physical sales on electronics and their market dominance for all of their hardware-based products is down. Because again, China is a huge vacuum and provides a lot of alternatives that are cheaper and better. So now we have a life or death effect to where can we go where China is not at, and that would be into SaaS, into Web3, into blockchain, and providing a payment rail on slice of life, which is entertainment. So Sonium's going to make their initial offerings on their tokens very shortly, and you probably will see a lot of XRP and Wirechain involved in that transference process. So, and I got to hop onto a meeting now dealing with that. So I just wanted to drop in. I'll be back in here quickly, but I got a meeting. But Zach paid, Mar, Metasco, there it is.
Larry, appreciate you as always, brother. Definitely pop back in here. I'm sure we'll be talking about something interesting, and appreciate always having some great insight, man. Really appreciate it. If you guys haven't followed Larry, make sure you guys do. Just a true OG in the crypto space. He's called a lot of shit that has come to fruition right here on this space. Okay, and I can attest to that. Zach can attest to that. Pay can attest to that. And Larry's parlayed some good relationships with the Crypto Breakfast Club and some outside companies and things like that. So much appreciated, brother. And guys, go show him some love. Follow the account. See what he's got cooking. He's always on the inside in terms of what's going on in crypto. So definitely worth a follow if you haven't followed him already. I know a lot of you probably already have, especially the mainstays here on the Breakfast Club. We've got almost 900 people live with us. That number is growing. I think it's going to continue to grow, especially if XRP is pumping. I want to get around the room here. I believe Mar, did you have your hand up there, Mar, for a minute? Mar, what's going on, bro?
What's up, Zach? What's up, everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, man, I'm, you know what, Zach? You know me, man. When I see things, I fought it. I fought Caspa. I fought XRP. I fought like my own bags, you know. I never liked XRP. What was going on with the CEO when they had that breakup and all that, you know. But at the end of the day, they have a strong community, man. You know, XRP, their army is really strong. That's why I stay holding, you know, some coins. I never sold everything, and I did trade it this weekend, and I'm still holding part of that trade. You know, there were times, you know, in conversation about is it a Ponzi scheme? I mean, what's going on? You know, but I just want to make something clear, man. XRP already hit all-time high. You know, just because it hasn't hit $3 yet, and I want people to be educated on this, it already hit a higher market cap than 2017. Back in 2018-17, whenever it hit that $3, it had less coins in circulation. So, you know, for me, basically XRP hit all-time high. You know, because you got a higher market cap. If it had the same amount of coins, you'd be probably like a $4 right now. So I want people to be educated with that. And but the one thing I could tell you, you know, and I wrote this earlier I was listening to a space. I could FUD a coin, but I never wish for the coin not to be successful. In fact, I pray for any project that everyone is out there, you know, to be successful. And that is the difference, you know, FUDing a coin or being like let's say a Bitcoin maxi, where all they wish is for every altcoin to die except for Bitcoin. And they don't understand, these clowns don't understand that if that actually happens, Bitcoin will probably go down too, because the FUD and it would just be horrible, you know. And you know what? I'm happy, man. I'm super happy. Like I want this thing to hit like $5, $7, $10. Not just for me. I mean, I don't have a huge bag. It's not going to give me financial freedom or anything like that, or break something I'll be. But for people that have been holding such a long time, not only XRP, also, you know, Cardano, you know. And I'm very happy, man. This is just great for the space. And who would have fucking thought, you know? We're back to 2017 again. Top 3, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP. And even with all the FUD I've given to XRP, Caspa, and all these, you know, I've always said, man, you know, people always said Solana could flip Ethereum. You know, I don't think so, man, because it does the same thing. It does smart contracts. Yeah, the gas fees are cheaper, but it does almost the same thing, you know, as Ethereum. And Ethereum is so ahead that it will be like really hard to flip it. But XRP is bringing in something that I actually faded them on, and I'm looking at it more now, which is a real world use, you know, a real world asset. And these coins that are pumping right now are the government institutions are going to use them for a real world asset. And, you know, Flint caught that months ago from BlackRock, you know. But I'm super happy, man. And the one thing also I do want to say, guys, and this ain't no fucking bullshit. I'm not crazy. And I've always said this about XRP. In fact, a year plus ago, I said the coin that would 100% bring the bull market into full effect is going to be XRP. I know the Bitcoin hit 100K, but look what XRP is doing. And if you look at that market cap, there is retail money, institution money coming into XRP. You know, it's not money coming from other altcoins, blue chips. There's new money coming into XRP, just like it did to Bitcoin in this Bitcoin run. And the one thing that I do bow down to XRP, even more than Ethereum, is that XRP also puts Bitcoin on his back and carries the fucking space. Because if XRP will not be pumping today, it will be a bloodbath. And I'll tell you, Bitcoin will probably be even less than 96, 95K right now. XRP does carry. I've seen it many times that the market is down, and when XRP starts pumping, they carry the market just like Bitcoin. You know, I've seen Ethereum do it, but not like XRP. And that's one thing that I always kept me. That's why, you know, said, you know what, I'm holding some of these stable coins, you know, because this thing is a beast. It's just a beast. It was right in front of my face where I should have invested more money. You know, I should have invested more money on XRP, because you should have just realized, and my clown ass should have realized that it's the courts, the government that's holding this beast down, and there's a reason why they haven't. They're taking them to court, Ripple and the coin. But sometimes we're fucking blind and we don't have patience. But I tell you what, look, many people thought I was crazy selling a Bitcoin. I sold a Bitcoin. I sold the whole Bitcoin for Ethereum, which I'm up on it. I'm up like, I think 12 G's. And I had a friend of mine, Isail. He's, you know, he doesn't get into spaces, but he holds a lot of fucking XRP, you know? And he goes, man, jump into an XRP. Do a trade on XRP with that money, a part of that money. And I didn't listen to him, and, you know, I could have doubled my money even more. But, you know, my commitment was with Ethereum. My risk management, what I meant to say, was with Ethereum. And yeah, man, but I'm super happy, man. I'm blown, and I'm shocked that it hit $2 and it just keeps going, man. One thing I do want to say before I land this plane, I started crunching some numbers, and if anyone, you know, thinks doesn't agree with me, let me know. You know, I'll take it, but I'm 100% on this, man. And if this space, and I was saying way less, but once I crunched numbers and I saw everything, I'm seeing how the market is, and so many projects out there. And it took me some time to come up with that. If we don't hit $10 trillion market cap, the whole space, meaning 200K Bitcoin, or close to 200K, which will be 4 trillion, and a 1 trillion Ethereum, because we need Ethereum to bring those altcoins, you know. If we don't hit 10 trillion in this cycle, I'm not even going to call it a fucking bull cycle. We need to hit 10 trillion. And think about this, guys. We hit 3 trillion back in 2021 before inflation got even fucking disgusting. So if we hit 10 trillion, it's like doing a 2x. 10 trillion will be a 3x from that price. 3.2x, 3.3x, whatever it is. But with inflation. So if we don't hit 10 trillion fucking dollars, you will not even notice the fucking that we had a bull market for altcoins. You will probably notice blue chips, but man, I pray we gotta hit 10 trillion in the next upcoming 12 months. I personally think that the bull market hasn't even started yet, because back in March, altcoins had higher prices. Back in March and April. You know, IBEX is just now getting into the prices that it was 8-9 months ago. So I think we're in a bull market. We're setting up for the bull market. We've been on a bull market for Bitcoin, you know, but other than that, not even XRP yet, to tell you the truth. Not even, I don't even think any of these monsters have really woken up yet. And we got to hit we got to hit $10 trillion, man. If not, a lot of people are going to say, well, hop into the bull market. A lot of people are going to say nothing happened. And we got to hit it. And it takes a lot to move that money. And hopefully it does, man. But yeah, I'm really excited for XRP. And you know, we're setting up, man. It's a line. And next, I truly believe BNB and Ethereum are going to wake up.
Hell yeah, bro. I appreciate the breakdown. Yeah, man, it's just, there's so much to like right now. So much to like. My thing with XRP, when it was hovering at 50 cents and it was moving like, you know, 1%, 2% here and there, I just looked at it and said, where's the downside risk here? And, you know, other people were looking at it saying it's a stable coin, it's not moving. I was looking at it the exact opposite way. Yeah, it might be stable right now, but how much downside risk is there at 50 cents with hopefully a new regime coming in, hopefully with a new SEC chair coming in, hopefully with a lawsuit ending, hopefully with ETFs coming, hopefully with a stable coin coming. You know what I mean? So I was looking at it from that standpoint.
They played us, bro. They played us good. They played us.
They wanted to keep it down, man.
Yeah, institutions were getting in. XRP will be known for the biggest. You know, when I saw like, man, there's got to be something here, like inside the team, inside Ripple, like that. This thing is not even moving. No, dude, with the courts and all that, and the fucking these fucking politicians and all these scammers outside of XRP, they kept the price down, man. They kept up. They kept buying. They kept fighting them more with the courts and all the lawsuit, and just they kept unloading, man. I mean, I'm pretty sure XRP has a lot of fucking institutional money in there, bro, under $1, big time. For 2 years, man. These motherfuckers have been buying for 2 years. For fucking 2 years. And I didn't see it. I really didn't see it because of all the FUD crypto has gotten, you know. But they have been buying, dude. They have been buying. And my real question is, man, if Ethereum keeps struggling, I mean, they did it before, you know. They did it before. They flipped to Ethereum. And I've always said it, the only asset out there that would not be surprised if they flip Ethereum again will be XRP, right?
Yeah, we can get into that too. I think that's an interesting debate. Guys, I just posted something up in the nest. I'm trying to get all the XRP army to see this because I did go ahead and adjust the space to XRP. I was going to talk more about the macro, but we got to dive into XRP in particular here with what's going on right now. So if you guys could share that post, that'd be awesome. We do have over 1,000 people live with us already on YouTube and X. Shout out to everybody listening to us live. I want to get down to Devon. He's been waiting. And then we'll get over to Hbar for Life and Crypto B, and then Matt. Devon, what's going on, man?
Hey, how's everybody doing? I seen the name of the space, so I had to jump in. I haven't slept in 2 days. I've been onboarding so many people to XRP. It has been an amazing time period. How's everybody doing today?
Loving it, man. And I was thinking about, you know, all of the XRP maxis out there and just, man, what a beautiful time, huh? I mean, waited a long time.
You know, the thing is, it was a very obvious play for me. The nail in the coffin for XRP was obviously Trump winning. And not only Trump winning, but everybody flipping Congress, going right, leaning. The play is very obvious right now. American innovation is going to be at the forefront of this next administration. Donald Trump has been debanked. Brad Garland House has also been debanked, especially around the lawsuit. Right, so this narrative of Trump bringing in American innovation, helping get rid of a tyrannical SEC, this is all the macro, I want to say, narrative that is needed to get XRP the push. But this was inevitable. I think a lot of people are just unaware of the fact that XRP always moves in the last cycle. XRP did the exact same percentage gain as Bitcoin. I know I've said this before, but I don't really want to harp on that because there have been a lot of people. I've hosted a space. And it was a space that had over 400 people. And I was really in shock of the amount of people that really don't understand the XRP ecosystem and how XRP functions. It's completely different than what they might be used to with proof of work and proof of stake because it has its own consensus protocol. So a lot of people are asking the question, what is the best DEX to use for XRP? And I just want to clarify that XRP has a native DEX built into the ledger, right? So the actual DEX is actually built into the layer 1 protocol. Why that's significant is that the fact that a lot of the original developers of the XRP ledger were old school Bitcoin developers, and they realized that there would be a problem with tokenization for in the future, right? So they've already had this 10 years prior about the tokenization and what was going to be coming. In all intents and purposes, the US dollar is nothing but a tokenized, USDT is nothing but a tokenized dollar, right? And with Ripple getting ready to release their own tokenized stablecoin, hopefully this week is what the rumors are circulating around New York is. We are expecting Ripple's vision to come into play. Are we allowed to post things to the top, Zach?
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I want to post this right now because there is also a huge opportunity that is there for people who are getting ready to dive deep into the XRP ecosystem. Right now, the XRP ecosystem is only about 500 million in market cap. 500 million in market cap. Of that 500 million, Sologenic is 200 million of it, and Corium is 100 million of it. And right now, Sologenic just announced that they are able to do tokenization in the United States, and they have an SEC approved license. They're one of only 3 companies, and I think the only one with an actual token that actually can do tokenization in the United States. Why that's important is because just like with every other ecosystem, as into it, and there's massive opportunity that is going to be there. Tokenization coming to the forefront. Institutions are already partnering with Sologenic and Corium, and why Corium is such a huge.
I think we're losing you, Devon, a little bit. It sounds like you're driving. You're coming in.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we got you. Sologenic and Corium, though, guys. Those are the 2 he's talking about. Sologenic and Corium. Devon, we'll come back to you when you get to a better spot. Hbar, what's going on, man?
Good morning, dude. I just want to say I'm really thankful for this pump for you and for my buddy. He's got 100. He's basically looking at $300,000 in his wallet right now. I'm like, dude, pay off your house, bro. This is crazy. And then just DCA him back in or something. I don't know. Obviously, I can't give him financial advice, but it's like people are looking at money. And just really thankful for that. And I'm thankful that you're in the green. That's incredible. Earlier, I pinned in the nest. It starts at 10:30, so I'm not trying to take anyone away from your space, but I'm going to go watch it, and I'll bring back any alpha that I can. It's Leanin Baird's actually going to, and he's a co-founder of the Hbar Hashgraph. He's going to be having a town hall and answering a lot of questions. So I'm hoping that he'll bring up, I saw in a space that they did a stress test on Hbar with sharding, and they were able to handle millions of transactions a second, which is the fastest hyperledger out there. And I'm super pumped about that. And you brought up that XRP hasn't had a meme win yet, and it's coming. They're gonna rip, and I think millionaires will be made. But similar to that, Hbar's DeFi ecosystem hasn't had a meme win either. In the audience, a meme called Space Ape showed up. And there's other ones like H Barbarian and Grelf. And Grelf's actually, it's a meme coin, but it's got a cross-chain DEX on it. But anyways, one of the real reasons I wanted to come back up was to give you guys that update on H-Suites. I tagged you in it the other day. They're smart nodes that are coded completely in TypeScript, but can also accommodate other smart contracts written in other languages. They're in testnet right now, and they should be going live at the end of February. So that's super exciting because they already have 8 that keeps up the ecosystem right now. But once those community nodes go live, they're going to launch V2, and V2 will have it so that developers can come in, code in TypeScript, and they'll be adding more codes to those nodes as soon as possible. So it's really exciting times. When I got into crypto, it was XRP Hyperledger or Hbar. And All my friends went XRP, so they were killing it. I got a lot of gray hairs over the past couple months because Hbar wasn't pumping, but now it's pumping. I'm excited. I'm so excited about this, and I'm happy that everyone is winning that said fuck it and started buying in DCA and during that bear market, because that was tough. I bought in 2021 November. Nothing but red after that. So this is fantastic.
Bro, we might see a $3 XRP today. We just broke 270. And shout out to you too, man, because Hbar was in a very similar boat. Hbar was in a very similar boat. People were saying the same thing about Hbar like they were saying about XRP. And that's why conviction pays, man. That's why patience pays. That's why doing your research, doing your homework pays, because you know what you hold. You know what you hold. Let's get back down to Devon, because he was talking there right before Hbar, and then we'll get up to Crypto B.
Yeah, sorry about that. I got disconnected. I was talking about the value proposition of Corium, right? Corium was built by the Sologenic team, which is obviously a token on the XRP ledger, right? But XRP lacks that smart token, smart contract capability. So Corium was created to fill the gap and to help provide that smart contract capability so that developers can have that kind of programmability that they need to be able to facilitate tokenization. So it's all good to entertain Memecoins. Everybody is using First Ledger right now, but as the Memecoin phase dies, XRP Ledger is a ledger that was used to design for institutions and utility, right? So these are two projects that I'm very bullish on that are helping provide the utility to bring that vision that David Schwartz, Arthur Britto had of the XRP ledger, which is basically becoming a DEX and a global hub for everybody to use to tokenize and put assets out there at their convenience. Right now, the XRP ecosystem is very massively undervalued. I mean, I think we saw yesterday, or the 24-hour volume for XRP was at 36 billion, and ETH was at 39 billion, and XRP is a seventh the size of ETH. So we're coming very close, and there are people out there saying that XRP might flip ETH as far as daily value. So the XRP ecosystem is something that people should actually bet on right now if you're actually looking to make even more of a speculative play, which in my opinion is not even speculative, because this thing is a for sure bet. It has always been. The XRP ecosystem is there to flourish. So I would tell everybody that's listening to this space right now to actually look deep into the XRP ecosystem, not just the token itself, because there are so many projects that are helping onboard institutions at massive rates. And institutions are the ones that have the bag. Let's just be honest. Institutions' banking system are the ones that are going to come and bring us to the numbers that we've all talked about for many years. So that's all I wanted to say. I posted it at the top. It's Sologenic and XRP. These are, like I said, of the 500 million market cap that the XRP ecosystem has, 300 of it comes from this, and they're bound to break out anytime soon.
No, that's great stuff. I'm happy you mentioned that too, and I got them listed up here on the live stream too. Shout out to everybody live with us. We've got over 1,200 people live. Make sure you are subscribing to the YouTube channel if you guys are listening on YouTube. Share the stream on X if you're checking in on X. But yeah, I've got it pulled up here. Sologenic.
I would like to say one last thing too about Corium, right? Because everybody's talking about ISO. ISO is just a messaging standard, right? So RippleNet is what actually uses the ISO protocol, and they do, because RippleNet has built on top of the XRP ledger, they do utilize the XRP token, but XRP token is not in and of itself ISO compliant, but the ledger can send ISO messages. However, what's unique about Corium, because it was built later, right, to help make the XRPL more efficient, Corium, as of right now, is the only actual token that has the ISO 2002 messaging standard built into the code. So this is literally helping facilitate swift payments. Will it do it? Time is yet to tell, but they have been in the process. They have an actual ISO simulator that you can see how the ISO payments are sent, and they actually have announced that they have institutions willing to use their ISO payment aspects. You also have Mayuka, who is a developer on the XRPL. Mayuka has already said that they are in works with Corium to help facilitate smart contracts on the XRPL. So anybody that's looking to get inside of XRP, I really encourage you to get deep inside of the ecosystem, because there's a lot of cream on top that people are overlooking. And XRP is great. I've been an XRP holder. Everybody knows this. but there's a flourishing ecosystem behind the scene, and I would really like for everybody to get ahead of it before everybody else.
Definitely. Yeah, Corium, looking at it right now, guys, $123 million market cap. Corium, $123 million market cap. This layer 1 blockchain designed for enterprise operations, 7,000 transactions per second. And as Devon said, ISO compliant as well for cross-border settlements. And then Sologenic, currently sitting at a $235 million market cap. $235 million market cap. Crypto B, what's going on, man? And then Paige, jump in.
What's up, Zach? What's up, everybody? Mar, Devon. Hey, I just wanted to say, man, it's just a wonderful time to be alive. It's a awesome time to be in Web3. This new tech, you know, the world is slowly starting to understand what's going on here, and it just shows you that conviction. And, you know, just believing in something, you know, it pays off. I've been an XRP maxi myself the past 3 years. I have studied and researched countless of hours about XRP, XLM, and you know, its inception. Most people don't know that around the inception of Bitcoin, I mean, David Schwartz was contracted by the NSA, and this guy also created the patent for distributed ledger technology back in 1988. So, you know, you can do, I've seen countless of documents, government documents. I've seen, you know, IBM, you know, and they all, everybody, it's like they all hints and towards the, you know, the Ripple and Stellar. And, you know, it's funny because when XRP was created, I seen an article. It was about, I think, Peter Thiel. Somebody can correct me, but Peter Thiel, you know, put up, you know, the funds to build a better Bitcoin. And right now, I think it's just with the whole case and everything, I believe it was just suppressed for a reason. I believe, you know, a lot of these bankers and stuff, they were trying to, you know, duplicate, but they couldn't. It's just hard to beat almost over a decade of, you know, of trust. And, you know, Ripple is there, you know, and, you know, guys, like, it just shows, like, never FUD the builders in this space. You know, everybody here, like all of these amazing Web3 companies, you know, they're all here to advance the Web3 space that we all believe in. So it's, you know, never, you know, it's okay to be a maxi with some things, but don't be a maxi and tear down, you know, the builders in this space. So I'm just excited. You know, I've been for the past 3 years been telling my family and friends, I'm like, you got to get you some XRP. You know, you got to get some XRP. You got to get some of these, you know, these tokens like Hbar, XLM, and, you know, and find, you know, also, like, you know, I like to dabble in the memes as well, but it's just a wonderful time to be alive. Everybody here is now, you know, you're receiving like real alpha, you know, in Zach space. I mean, this space is just like pure alpha. And it will go down in history when we look back at it 10 years from now and be like, wow, you know, there was people that was very knowledgeable in this space that came onto this show and dropped some alpha for you guys ahead of the entire world. So I just want to, you know, I'm just truly grateful and blessed to be here now, you know, and as well as, you know, Zach, me and my guys, we also, you know, been making, you know, some good advancements. Like we finally got access to the enterprise API keys to Grok and XAI. So, you know, that's something as well. But guys, we're still early. And I mean, look what XRP does. Everybody was talking about, oh, it's a stable coin, it's a stable. Well, look if you do your research and see what's going on and see the players that's getting involved here, you will understand. And then, you know, from the past, we know that when XRP moves, it moves violently, and we're seeing that right now. So Zach, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you, bro, for bringing me up.
100%. And shout out to Devon there a minute ago, you know, speaking to that alpha a little bit. I had the chance to work with Corium 2+ years ago, and I remember putting out content and nobody really wanted to hear it. They didn't really care. And now look, you know, as XRP is flourishing, Sologenic, Corium, these are two cryptos I got into way back in the day and just kind of held it, you know, and just through the FUD, through all the BS, know what you hold, right? Know what you hold. So shout out to Devon for bringing that back up, because he's right. I mean, it's not only meme coins behind the curtain here. There are, you know, some infrastructure plays that are attached to XRP that if you believe XRP is going to go much higher, these are going to roll with it. So, Paid, what's up, man? And then we'll get down to Matt and your court.
Yo, real quick, I just wanted to touch on a point that you said earlier about, like, what is the downside? Like, when you're buying XRP at 50 cents, you're like, well, what is the downside? And I feel like a lot of projects are in that same category. Jasmine's one of them. It's been at like 2 cents, you know, $1.90 for so long. Vchain's another one. And my thesis with those was just, what's the downside? You know, what's it going to go to a penny, or, you know, maybe a little less than a penny? Like, what is the actual downside here? And if you look at, you know, these ecosystems, including XRP, and the people that really have strong conviction, they just didn't believe there was that much downside. They believed once the, you know, cases were ending, they were going to the moon. And, you know, shout out to XRP for that. But, like, guys, if you have conviction plays and they haven't moved yet, these are perfect examples of what just holding and having strong conviction can do for your portfolio.
Yeah, before we get down to Matt, one thing I wanted to mention, I think we kind of touched on it. We kind of grazed over it a little bit. Ripple's stablecoin, which was referenced here, I think, a few times here in the first hour of the show, expected to launch on December 4th with NYDFS approval. Keep in mind, Ripple Swell, which is their annual event, NYDFS had a representative there. So we had talked about this months ago, you know, that NYDFS was there at the Ripple Swell event talking about this stablecoin. This is going to be the first and only true stablecoin that is going to be backed by regulators. I mean, you know, say what you want about Tether. There's been some, you know, murky waters with Tether, you know, and people, you know, have said some things about Tether, like, hey, do they really have what they say they have? Can they show proof of reserves? They've never really fully been transparent. So RLUSD going to be in the mix of a $200+ billion stablecoin market. I mean, guys, there's a lot happening here.
Yeah, Zach, real quick, that conversation came up yesterday, and some of my friends are like, I mean, they don't have that much stable coins because of the market right now, the way it's moving, but they'll be like, you know, we're not concerned about, like, whoever's holding millions of dollars in Tether. Tether might have a little dip on that stable coin. You know, when people see that the XRP stable coin is backed up, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Why would you have your money? I mean, USDT has proven itself for years, and it's been fine, but still, you know, when you got millions and millions of dollars, you want to be on the safe side, you know?
Well, and the other thing too, Mark, is like the big institutions, especially in the United States, they're going to elect to go with RLUSD over USDT. Now USDC, they're backed by a company in Circle, and they've been a little bit more transparent. So, I mean, to me, if you're a big institution in the United States, you're going to have the option of USDC and RLUSD. Those are going to be your two options. And Tether will lose some value, I think. And I think it's good. I think it's good for the market, right? Competition is good for the market. And I think we need another big player in the stablecoin market. I know Larry has talked about this for sure. Larry, I don't know if you want to speak to that.
Oh, man. So you remember I told you that the U.S. would, in fact, come up with a solution from within that would provide another, basically an on-ramp, off-ramp, you know, stable currency that would be able to hedge or dominate against, basically Tether, because Tether is the weaponized stable currency of choice for BRICS, off of course, BTC and the other digital assets. I will provide this chart that I just put together that gives you the whole landscape of stable tokens, from issuers to the volume. I'll drop that in a post and you'll see. But yeah, our Ripple, the Ripple stable token will be, and I foresee it. I think there'll be a couple others because just to make sure that there's no market. There's no market. I don't want. How do I want to label this carefully? We need to have a diversified market so that we don't seem biased, right? So, but the Ripple stable token is definitely going to be the headliner. And the U.S. Treasury and the IRS, etc., and the Secret Service have been saying that they're going to put out another report on stable tokens. And remember, I was telling you that stable tokens was far more than just on-ramp and off-ramp for fiat. It was a weaponization of political policy and economic policy. It was an extension. And now that XRP, you saw the news that they're coming to a settlement, by the way, so that the SEC and XRP Ripple are going to have a settlement in place by December 29th. Or was that? Yeah, I think I can't remember exactly, but they're already heading towards a settlement, and that's more than just, Gary
What's your thoughts on Shiba?
What's that?
What's your thoughts on Shiba Inu?
Who was that?
That was Truth Ali. Truth, we'll get to SHIB, man, but we're talking XRP right now, so let's just keep it.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. Let's
I didn't
just
see
keep
it, man. My bad.
topic.
I did. Yeah, so XRP, and here's the thing that XRP, what people don't realize is that XRP is heading towards not just the ISO standard, but the IEC, which makes it beyond just the OPEC and U.S. nations. It makes it gives it trajectory and compliance for like independent or like independent countries or like neutral countries like Switzerland, for example. And because of that IEC, you're going to see the XRP Ripple stable token be the backing or side chain token or the pooling token for other stables that are going to come out. What I mean by that is, remember I told you that Japan was going to be able to give credit and pay for credit through a stable token of choice, and that's going to be their legal tender stable token. But what are going to be most of these stable tokens going to be based on? Well, it's going to be based on a digital asset that has inroads both into TradFi and DeFi, which is Ripple, which is XRP. They've already signed all of the MOUs and the letters of intent and deals with the top 100 banks in the world and the top 6 banks, which also have the largest holdings of not just Bitcoin, but physical gold. So if you look at these parallels together with, Mr. Garlinghouse probably going to be taking if not be the czar, but a number 2 or 3 position in the administration, but still being the number 1 advisor on stables. If you put all of those pieces together, it's a runaway train wreck in a good way, right? Not giving any financial advice, but it's going to be massive. Even if you don't believe that DeFi changes the world, this XRP and products like XRP, because there's more than just the one, have allowed Union Pay and SWIFT to come together, which it seems like, oh, wow, these are 2 remittance and 2 payment rail systems, right? But it's more than that, because SWIFT represents the West and OPEC, and Union Pay represents most of Asia Major, and especially China. And if they don't want to fuck each other's money up, even with the threat of war, right? Because there's so much money at stake now. And, this came and this is no coincidence, right? I told you that China was going to prohibit digital assets, Bitcoin, etc., a month ahead of time. And I told you that XRP, that, if you looked at the parallels between SWIFT and Union Pay coming together under XRP and Brad Garlinghouse, this was already pre-programmed into, and this is one of the biggest reasons why DeFi, us here, went from a niche or to being in a corner to being a mainstream topic where 60% of the funding turned into 100% of the influence and confluence during this last electoral process. And the talk of a strategic Bitcoin reserve sent every country in the world. But to be fair and honest, BRICS had already been establishing a large strategic Bitcoin reserve with all of its members to hedge against the dollar because it's hyper deflationary. If the dollar itself is holding back remittance and credit or payment because SWIFT is such a major payment rail, like they're freezing assets and for Russian investors, Russian citizens, governments, China, etc. But it's hard to bully a country in another country, like for example Japan and China, that owns 30% of your of the gross national debt. And DeFi, it can be the pill on both sides to kind of bring some equilibrium. We could be paying the interest at least on this tremendous amount of loans that we have out from China and Japan, etc. So I know that was kind of a big framework, but I just want to give you a picture on not just XRP, but what's happening in general. And Zach, I'm so happy that you and Mar brought that up because the Ripple stable token and Ripple itself, even the currency out off chain works totally different than traditional asset classes in TradFi and financial technologies. And the biggest takeaway is you can arbitrage. It gives you an instant remittance rail that you don't have to go through an exchange. So exchanges are shaking in their boots. That's the other thing that XRP is doing. Centralized exchanges, if they don't change, so that's why you see now Vitalik and you see CZ working together, because there's a bigger, badder wolf in the house, right? So yeah, I'll just end with that. You can see the bigger picture. You guys are smart people. No need for my rant. My eyes are open, Pape. So.
Yo, Larry, appreciate it always, as always. I know Matt wants to jump in here, man. He's chomping at the bit. I can tell. Matt, what's good, man? Yo, Matt, you there? Matt, you want to jump in, man?
He just dropped down on my screen. Okay,
all right. Let's get up to your corp real quick.
Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing today? Nothing much. I hope everybody's doing great. It was kind of nice how Matt talked about it last week, that Thanksgiving pump pretty much, and it kind of did pump a little bit throughout the whole, almost the whole weekend. So I hope everybody got their gain. I'm pretty excited that also the XRP. I'm not a really knowledgeable guy when it comes to XRP or anything related to XRP, but I'm happy that last year in October I invested a little bit of money in it when people were talking about it, that it was a stable coin, blah blah blah. Zach will always saying, excuse me, Zach will always saying it's all because of the lawsuit that they have. Just be patient with it. And hey, we've been patient, and look, it's paying off right now. And just in case, of course, I'm not no financial advice. You guys think you guys are late. I opened that position, a really small position back in October of last year. But then on, what was it, like 2-3 days ago, when it was like $1.20, I was like, you know what? Let me open another position. And I'm already doubling up. And I'm feeling, based on everything that is happening, based on what they're talking, based on what Larry just said, because guys, if you're not following, that dude right there that has the samurai hat or Japanese hat little thing looks awesome. He also it provides awesome information.
I'm Korean, man.
Economic Forum member.
Sorry. Korean. My bad. I'm so sorry. My apologies. Korean, man, it's just awesome information that he provided. And look what he just said about Ripple and the stable coin and what we're talking about. That means that it's not going to stop there, guys. It's not going to stop at $2.70 how it is right now. So you guys are not late. Of course, I'm not no financial advice. I might open another position, probably DCA the ones that I have already open, just so I can get more money because, hey, why not? It's making money now. If you guys see, everything is down now, and that's going up. Make some money out of it. That's what we're here for. Just make money and money and money and money. I don't know you guys, but that's what I want. I told myself 2015 is going to be my year. It's actually starting a little bit earlier. Starting right now, 2024. So 2025, when it gets here, oh man, I'm gonna be thanking you guys. We're gonna be in Miami in the yacht, chilling with Matt. Also with Mar, I'm sorry, going also to 11, because I hope you take me over there, Mar. And then yeah, we're gonna have a great time, guys. We're gonna have a great time real soon. So thank you again, Larry, for giving us all that information that you gave us, because for real, you have been a great access to this space. Even though before Don't Lie, we had great access, the host, everybody that comes in here, Mar, Matt, everybody, you know, that provides all the information. But Larry came in and even gave more clutch to the more insight. I appreciate you 100% on that, 130%. Fuck it, even 1,000%. Fuck that shit. I really do appreciate Larry. Thank you so much again, Zach and Paid and Zach from Subway. I'm pretty sure Zach from Subway is still in his PJ pants making money, because he's always making money. That's freaking awesome. But be safe, guys. Much love to everybody.
Appreciate you. Your car, as always, man. Let's try to get back down to Matt. I think he was in a bad spot there for a minute. Matt, what's going on? Good morning, bro.
Yeah, I'm driving across North Dakota, and my tinfoil hat is in full beast mode this morning because of what happened this weekend with the market. So I'm driving a convertible, and it's like 20 degrees outside, which totally sucks. No, I'm kidding. I'm actually in my car, toasty warm, but so XRP, dude, Wednesday morning, I believe we kind of talked about XRP is probably going to go bonkers over the weekend. I went a little further. I remember I said Bitcoin will probably break 100K. I was wrong on that one, but that doesn't mean I didn't hit a home run on calling XRP, because everybody's just now talking about ISO, right? We're all talking about ISO. We just now realize there's a thing out there that the bankers got together in Switzerland in the mountains, and they put together this new banking governance compliancy, and they wrote it back in 2013 when Dogecoin came out, and they decided that they're gonna implement cryptocurrency into banking. And you know, I just want to touch on a couple principles here with cryptocurrency. One, crypto is short for cryptography. Okay, I can barely say the word cryptography. All right, cryptography. Crypto is short for cryptography. So that in itself, what does that mean when we say that word? When I say it, it means security and shit that is way over my head and way out of my pay grade. So I don't understand the word itself. All right, all I know is it's secure, and it's digital, and it's in cyberspace. So when they wrote that back in 2013, Elon just happened to bring out, Dogecoin, or whoever wrote a Dogecoin, Satoshi, whatever it is, and then it was compliant with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin was introduced a few years prior to that. So people are younger here and they're listening to this, they don't know what I'm talking about. It's a history lesson, really short history lesson. But where the tinfoil hat comes into play is ISO was written in 2013. It wasn't written last week. It wasn't written 2 years ago. It wasn't written 10 years ago. Okay. It was written 11 years ago in Switzerland by the bankers. They put a target date on it, and they've changed it a few times, but the new target date, which I haven't heard anybody say yet, is it goes live March 10th, 2025. And I was in a space yesterday where I touched on this, and it actually triggered somebody. I didn't think people in crypto could get triggered, but it triggered somebody. And he had a really interesting rebuttal, because he may have got upset about when I talked about ISO and getting into compliant coins, but that made me realize, dang, there's a lot of people out there still that are absolutely clueless about ISO. So I don't want to overwhelm anybody with it. All I say is, make sure if you want to know more, you have to do your own research, because I could never explain it. All I know, here's what it is in layman's terms to me, wearing a tinfoil hat. ISO 20022 is the new banking system. It's replacing the SWIFT banking system. Larry mentioned it's for the Western banks, and that's true. But what ISO, when I read just about the whole thing. I took it as this. ISO is not only is it for cryptocurrency and compliant coins and all the international banking systems, that all the banking systems, all the banks that are tied back to the central bank, but it ties everything together that ever has to do with cash. Okay? That's what I got out of it, the big picture. ISO has everything to do with tying everything together that has to do with cash. Starting from the top down. This in my eyes, this is an opportunity where somebody could throw $10 into an IS coin like XRP, XLM, Hbar, Algorand, Dogecoin, Bitcoin. It's an opportunity where you could throw $10 in today. More than likely, it'll be at least not financial advice doubled up by March 10th, probably 10x. And once the general population starts understanding why cryptocurrency is going parabolic in 2025, why these coins are doing a 100x, they will hear the words and they will see the words on mainstream media saying, we are now ISO. And they're going to tie it together with crypto, and they're going to go, dang, I didn't miss it. We're still early. Because this is, and I said this yesterday, this really triggered somebody. We're going to be on ISO for the next 100 years until the next great reset. And you are at the very beginning of it.
Matt, you know what's really funny? I didn't mean to interrupt you, but the ISO standard is this, the ISO 2022 is, you know, for the payment rail systems, for modernizing, you know, finance on, you know, paperwork order books or legacy systems on onto this digital blockchain format, right? For transparency, for reduction of latency, and to handle all. But ISO itself is just, you know, a designator for a universal standard around the world. There's standards on everything, you know, for steel, for food, etc. But now you talked about it's getting flipped. The IEC standard that I just had mentioned is with ISO, but it's for international consumption. So yeah, ISO is mostly for the West because it was brought and propagated by the West, but IEC is for everyone, right? So again, that's what I go back to. And Matt was very astute in mentioning that, you know, and having something that has ISO certification means it's policy compliant based on quality and the requirements of the powers that be. It's kind of a hustle too. And that's why XRP has so much dominance in this corner of the arena right now. But, you know, I'm really bullish on XRP because they have made both compliance arguments already, and they're already IEC, you know, and it costs so much money and time. Like, I don't like writing for free on the 4200 for ethics and AI. And everyone has, you know, so many different discernible opinions on, for example, AI. It's a big narrative now. But yeah, stable tokens, again, before they were just, you got to look at stable tokens as more than like, okay, they don't pump that much, they stay the same price. But that's not going to be the case in the future because it's going to allow you to be a trader on compliant parcels. I want you to go ahead and do some research if you can and look at compliance parcels or divviable or tradable or fractionalized parcels. You're going to hear this terminology and nomenclature a lot to describe divisible or you know, tradable asset class that's used that can primarily be bought with just digitized assets that are stable tokens backed on. We're really heading towards a paperless currency. We already have been in China and many countries in the East for a long time, but this shit's really happening. Again, SWIFT and UnionPay came together because SWIFT knew that their time was numbered and they had to come on board now. And when SWIFT came on board, the rest of the banks came on board. It wasn't monopolized anymore. So, Matt, you spoke truth. You know, it's we have a whole lot of different cans of worms coming now. You know, and it's an exciting time. You know, if you, like you said, if you put $5 or $10, you know, and you sat on it as a conviction. I'm not giving you any financial advice, but you probably would be able to pay for your groceries in a week. So it's not a bad call. So Matt, I mean, I couldn't help myself. You brought up some other points in it. I don't know how someone could get triggered on the truth. They'd have to be a fucking boob to sit there and think that, you know.
He was actually from California, that's how. But I told him I respected his rebuttal. And, you know, the only thing is, but that started my brain thinking in a different route. Because if you get triggered off me talking about ISO and calling some of these plays that are compliant, like Hedera and XRP, that means
people, even a degen, even a crypto degen, you know, he claimed to be in crypto in the trenches in the bear run. And I'm thinking, well, if you were in the bear run and you don't know anything about ISO, well, you didn't do your research, because everybody here should at least have heard of ISO, especially if you're holding XRP.
You really brought something up that's important though, because you know where that stigma comes from is like I know the cult mentality. I know the people talk about cults, but I don't like to use that cult. I know it's a degen, just a degen moniker or term that's, I've been in space a long time too, but when people get programmed to a certain way, they no longer want to look at common sense, because that is what I do love about DeFi. It's as much emotion as it is, education or change. But as I said, many of these, ICOs and tokens or digital assets you're investing in are not just a financial product anymore. They are, technology startups. They're really doing things that are disrupting not just technology in the markets, but they're disrupting the way we live. It's disrupting politics. We just saw that. It's bringing people together. And, I feel good about the fact that, we can get behind an XRP and Ripple, even though it's not political. We have to be able to differentiate the institutional finance side of that and the on-chart ICO side of it, because they're two different things, right? But I'm happy that a single entity like that, with the backing of people like ourselves, could bring consensus to the East and the West, when wars and everything else aren't able to do that. And that's the bigger picture, I think. And this is going to be kind of a controversial thing that I'm going to say, but I really feel like when you adopt crypto, when you, diversify what you're doing in crypto, I think that you're helping the world become better because, if you think getting rugged in crypto is exit liquidity, man, the banks have been fucking us for a long time. We've been exit liquidity for over 100 years, It's been hardcore, If you pay taxes in certain places, like you mentioned California, Matt, fuck, man, 60% of your paycheck after federal tax, CalCare tax, state income tax, your property tax, and excise sales tax, and luxury tax, sometimes 70%. So you could be a millionaire and be an instant lower middle class person based on rent. How is that conforming to the progress of man and conforming to your ability to live? To me, that's economic terrorism at its finest.
Yo, Larry, for as long as you've been on the show, this is probably my favorite thing you've ever said. I'm not going to bullshit you.
Well, I appreciate that, Pete. I feel especially fired up today. That's why. Because Matt, your Corp, yourself, Pasco, Mar, people are talking good shit right now. It's really we talk about a lot of different tokens. We talk about a lot of different plays in the corners of the market. But this shit right here that we're talking about tonight is going to change humanity as a whole.
Hey, Larry, forgive me, brother. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, it's good.
I actually got to run, and, I followed you. Hey, this guy, Larry, man, he knows his stuff. And just one of the things that opened up the rabbit hole for me is when I went on World Economic Forum, and I looked at, Ripple, and they said, they were talking about what email did for information is what Ripple is going to do for value, the internet of value. What is the internet of value, and how valuable do you guys think that would be? So don't get caught up in the market caps and all, can it go to this and can it? You don't understand what the internet of value really is and what Ripple is doing.
Ripple is, again, just like any other of the better token assets or better digital assets, it's just a vehicle for the meta, for the information, the data. And then you get paid after that. So if you just like Metasco and Marcia, if you just stand to your convictions and you can use common sense, you don't have to be an oracle or forecaster. We can make good assumptions. Like I get fished for information from everyone in my day job. And then that's how I can put these pieces together and say, okay, this is a very educated guess from people that are not guessing, And what you said is very true. Like the World Economic Forum, it's finally good to see something where there's some consensus. Now, is it going to be perfect? No. Let's not be naive. It's not going to be perfect. There's always winners and losers. when it comes to monetization of anything, right? But at least you have a fighting chance, right? And it doesn't matter where you're in the world, because if you don't conform, you're going to get left behind, you know. And yeah, even North Korea and Russia signed a bilateral Bitcoin and crypto trade agreement to pay for and provide debt, loan, tax relief, etc., on Bitcoin and other digital assets. You know, people forget that, you know, North Korea was one of the largest Ethereum miners in the world, you know, and of course they also stole a lot, right? But that's how you know it's a big deal when a country puts, 30 or 40% of their intelligence assets into stealing crypto. More than gold, more than physical assets, Bitcoin and Ethereum. That, and now almost every other asset class, Solana as well. We saw that recently, right? So this is a crazy time that we're living in, but it's really just, this will be the last bull run, because it's going to bring like the mainframe or the rails that we live by. And I'm excited about that. I can live with 2 or 3 X's on good research and hard work, you know. We don't have to, but of course, everyone here loves their 10 to 1,000 X's. I mean, this will be the last time, because people are trying to figure it out and shake it out. But I'm okay with everyone being able to live better, you know. So, man.
And Larry, speaking of that, real quick, I just want to give everybody here another alpha play on ISO coins. There's coins that Zach Humphries made fun of earlier called Quant, the British coin for ISO. And there's another one called IOTA. And if anybody knows how to buy IOTA, please let me know. You can DM me. I'll open it, I promise. Even if it's a pop-up, mail telegram, I'll open it. Just because I want to buy IOTA. But like I said, the other one is Quant. Those are ISO, and those are great plays right now, in my opinion, not financial advice, because their market caps are super low, really low market caps. They're both, one's under $1 billion, one's just over $1 billion. And if you've seen what Hbar and XRP have been doing lately, yeah, those are solid in my opinion.
Let me give the full list of those real quick, just for everybody in the room. XRP, Cardano, Quant, Algorand, Stellar, XLM, Hbar, Hedera Hashgraph, IOTA, and XDC. I only poke fun at Quant because it was a weak move leaving X. That's all.
You're right, Zach. Conviction with no conviction, bro. I mean, yeah, it's a valuable digital asset, and it met the requirements. Very technical, but come on, man, that was a
weak, bro. Just weak. Yeah, and I mean, not a good business move, bro. You're going to leave the platform where people talk about crypto more than any other platform. I mean, what are you doing?
Yeah, they get FUD for that still to this day. I mean, that was a weak move, man. It just took 60% or 70% of their marketing engine away, and it really dumped the price.
It's free marketing just being on X. I mean, literally,
yeah, exactly.
Bro. I mean, nobody's on Blue Sky. Okay, I'm sorry, but that's not happening.
Sometimes visionaries are not common sense. So yeah,
whoever was asking about IOTA, I had trouble finding it, but it's available on Caleb and Brown.
Oh, that's facts. Yep.
That's all I came up for. I'm gonna drop down.
I mean, on the centralized exchange side too. I mean, Binance has it. Coinbase does not. Binance has it. OKX, Gate, KuCoin, Upbit, BitUNIX, BingX. There's some of those options there for you. Not a lot of U.S. Based centralized exchanges.
No, because there's a monopoly around XRP, Zach.
Yep.
It's really because all the banking and also compliance are built around both the policy, infrastructure, and the actual utility on XRP. They provided all the answers on TradFi and DeFi, so it's going to be that way, which I'm okay with too. As an American, I want to see a resurgence of the U.S. market becoming the leader again in the DeFi market. I do feel some kind of way about that, you know. So it only will improve people's lives, yeah.
Yeah, let's get down to Flippy. Flippy's been waiting. Real quick, Flippy, before you jump in, shout out to everybody here on the space, man. This has been phenomenal. Great way to start the week. Thank you for everybody for, just popping on here and joining the conversation. We got a ton of people listening to us live right now. We've had well over 1,000 people concurrently at one time on X and YouTube, which is awesome. This live stream is going to be by far our biggest, where we've aired the Crypto Breakfast Club. So make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. Got about 2,000 people listening to us live, and then obviously another 120 right here on the actual space, which phenomenal. So shout out to everybody listening. Appreciate everybody popping on here to get their week started. Flippy, what's going on?
Hey, Zach, thanks for having me up here. Just wanted to say hey to everybody. And for those of you guys that don't know, we're a meme coin on the XRPL. We launched early on First Ledger. But yeah, Zach, just wanted to say check your DMs. Want to do some stuff with you. And we've got some fun announcements coming out this week. So definitely keep your eyes peeled there.
Amazing, brother. Yeah, we'll definitely get back to your DM there this afternoon. I'm buried with DMs, but I will make sure that's a priority because you guys have been rocking with us. We've had 2 massive meme coin spaces for XRP. They've been super well attended, so we're going to be doing some more of those too. And who knows, maybe Flippy will be our main sponsor for a little while. We'll talk on the back channels for sure, bro. Mutasco, what's going on, man?
Yo, Mutasco, before you say anything, I don't know if you got my message. Go check your DMs on X, because that thing had me dying.
Hello, everybody. I will. Hey, good morning, guys. So I'm going to add some curveballs in the space right now. I don't know if, Larry, if you've been monitoring this, but a few things. I've posted some screenshots as well, just for anybody who wasn't following these things. Just pay attention to it. It's not hype. It's just for information's sake on Ripple specifically. But I woke up this morning, and I don't know if I can confirm this yet. I think it's confirmed. I don't know. So you may want to check me on that. But Ripple is the only, as I know so far, that has filed a patent and won the patent. It hasn't been talked about a lot, but this is the area that I like to dig in, and I've been digging this for a while. Do you remember the smart contract capability patent that they filed? They won the patent as well for commodity trading settlement, right? Larry, if you remember that one.
Yes, I do.
Good. So I was in a space 2 years ago, and it was this Canadian company that was doing like, if you guys remember, ESG was a big thing. If you go on BlackRock's website, it's literally like that's what they greet you on. It's like if you don't adopt ESG, it's an investment risk, blah blah blah. And the whole ESG thing kind of morphed into something else. So like carbon credits, all of that, right? And so this company was a blockchain-based carbon credit company. And they were on a space talking, and I got really fascinated about it. And I jumped on the mic, and I specifically asked the founder of the company, I said, hey, are you aware of this patent? And have you been discussing, have you had any engagement with the Ripple team on the back end on this? Because when you think about carbon credit capture, how to trade it, it's probably the perfect definition of a commodity. And so, and I don't, this has been 2 years, so I'm just speaking out of memory. It was a very extensive breakdown of the carbon credit market. And it triggered me to refer the founder to this patent. And he said, because of NDAs, we can't speak broadly, but I would say, to answer your question, yes, we've been engaging with the Ripple team, and that was it, and that's how he left it. Now, fast forward to where we're at right now, and for anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, just look it up. There's a patent about this. You can look it up, and I can do a post too on this. But one of the things that shook me this morning was Enron. And I have to go back and watch The Smartest People in the Room again. It's a documentary. But Enron making an announcement that they're. Can you confirm this, Larry? That they're coming back? Okay, Enron is coming back, and they may launch a token or whatever, but they're going into the token, the blockchain market, right?
Yes, that is not a rumor.
Okay.
And partly it's not just their reputation. They think with this rebrand being on Web3 and well, at least their
XRP
marketing is
going
really
nuts.
Web3.
Just real quick, XRP is going nuts. Almost 280. Go ahead, Larry.
Oh man, amazing. So no, to address your question though, Matasco, they're using Web3 culture to kind of rebrand, which I was shocked about. But they think that people are going to forget, so that's just the crazy part. And maybe there's enough new retail that, well, I guess some people might want to get, legally rug pulled.
I'm pulling my hair off because I don't have any hair left, but I'm like, what is this guys like? And for anybody who doesn't know, go watch the smartest people in the room, right? Or the smartest guys in the room, whatever the title of the documentary is. It's a good one because it kind of breaks down everything. And for anybody that doesn't know, I've said this before, when FOSB, I think it was Michael Saylor and his group, they fought really hard. XRP was in the list, XLM was in the list, Kraken was in the list. They actually petitioned FOSB saying, hey, don't just say Bitcoin. When they did that, I said that has Bitcoin on their balance sheet, they can recognize it in a certain way. And it was, we have two types of costing. You have historical costing and you have mark-to-market. Now, the mark-to-market accounting was what brought Enron down. I mean, they went from mark to it's like buying big companies and saying, hey, this company is going to generate $100 billion next year. And then they buy another company like, oh, it's going to generate $500 billion next year. And then it's like, we're marking to market on things that we don't even know it's going to materialize yet. And they literally got into trouble. But that term mark to market is what collapsed Enron. And not only that, there was a lot of other things that were built, special purpose vehicles, they're like all kinds of crap. But I am literally trying to understand, and it makes sense because, as you know, Larry, they went from trying to build a platform that connects, and for anybody that knows, in the early days around 2001, there's like internet was a thing. They're like broadband, speed, all that. So they had this idea of like all these broadband networks that are scattered and fragmented. We're going to build a marketplace that connects all of these things together, and we're going to be the middleman, right? And they went from there to thinking about all kinds of things. They were talking about weather, trading of weather as a commodity, all kinds of crap, right? And these are not craps, by the way. These are real things that can work if you make it, if you structure it right. Now, fast forward today, I mean, think about it. In 2001, if you were talking about how do I create a market for trading weather as a commodity, people will look at you like, you're a ghost. And so if you think of it and you say, well, now we have the blockchain and we have tokens, we have real world asset tokenization, all that stuff that Larry Fink likes to talk about, and say, oh, is it feasible now to bring that back? So I wouldn't be surprised if they truly believe that they can come back into the market and somehow cook something that could be feasible. Do you reason with me with this? Because when they were throwing all these crazy ideas then, it wasn't practical. It is now because we do have blockchains that there are proof of stake blockchains, there are proof of work blockchains, and there are ways to actually create these trading platforms for the things that they had talked about. Am I crazy to think that they may have a point, even though they have a baggage on their back?
They have, just like in DeFi, one of three, no matter how much common sense, how much information, no matter how many other people tell them don't do it or are going to do it based on risk versus reward metrics, right? And Enron is like they're like the safe moon of exploratory TradFi, before we had blockchain, right? And they were printing money, man, based on all of these wild-eyed concepts, and what a better place to do it. I mean, like, they're not stupid, because liquidity is flexible here, and there's not as much red tape, people. That's why, Grayscale invests like 60% of their potential VC dollars into AI and DePIN in Web3 or in blockchain rather than in DeFi rather than traditional markets, because this amazing, crazy shit can happen here. And if you don't believe that, like XRP as a unification payment rail for the world is a prime example of that. But I would tell you, though, that like from my experience before, it's like if you bought, like, okay, let's talk about, I'll give you a good example. Bark and Brooks, they have Hbar now. Yeah, it's good now. But before, the grifters or charlatans, have used lots of people to exit liquidity and now are, vying for a position in the White House. Am I good with that? No. But do they have Hbar? Yeah, and it's doing well, and it's meeting a lot of the requirements, right? But I hope Enron can do some of that and not be on the other side. But I wouldn't be buying it because I think that's a rug pull. Anything. It's just like if SPF got out and said, "Hey guys, I want to have a wealth fund based on all these compliant tokens. They're going to be watching me. It's going to be okay." But that's just my take on it, Matasco. I think they had some wild concepts. I still think carbon credits themselves are crazy, but I do know this so that we have a common sense, office coming in, and they probably and have always been kind of like, okay, you're going to take some God-given commodities or rights away from people like water, oxygen. They're going to commoditize all this. I see that coming, especially water, right? Fresh water. But I hope that it's slow based on common sense, And, Matt said something about cryptography. Cryptography is the forensics. Cryptography means to investigate, to study, and to find, right? And I hope that we can stick by those laurels, continued moving forward. But yeah, that's fascinating. That rumor is true, and God help us all if people actually. I mean, it might be the next big pump because, it's the counterculture meta, right? So that's amazing that you brought that up, Matasco, because I hate them so much, but at the same time, I can see it maybe doing well based on counterculture. Like this.
No, I get why you hate them, and for anybody who doesn't know the background story of why Larry and I may have some negative sentiments about them, you go watch the smartest guys in the room, and once you're done watching that, you kind of have some fresh memory of how crooked these people are, and sophisticated crooks, by the way. And I think you said it right. This is a ripe market for that kind of stuff, and they could get away with it. I mean, for the next 4 years, it's going to be bazookas in this space. Like, there's no other way to look at this space for the next 4 years without being bullish. And I think part of it is just the hung up of regulation that is about to get hammered really hard. So I'm not surprised that we're seeing all these tokens and projects that have been, considered dead, literally spiking, and if you think this is a spike, wait until everything, and again, there are people who are going to be tempted to get out, and it's designed this way, so if you don't know what you're doing, you get out, and then it creates a buying opportunity for those that understand the core infrastructure and what it's going to bring globally to get in a large way. And Ma, I don't understand. I'm going to throw this at your face. You just faded XRP, and you're still trying to fade Ethereum. I don't understand why you're not learning from your Ethereum is going to make a run. It will blow people's minds. And this whole nonsense was shut down for like, I don't know how long. But you did a move from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Please don't fade Ethereum. I'm just teasing you. But it's fun to watch people's behaviors in this space, man. I love it. I'm speechless because I'm so bullish I can't talk. And this is like, yeah.
Real quick, I want to add something to what you guys were talking about. If you guys haven't seen the most recent podcast with Mark Andreessen and Joe Rogan, please go watch it. Please go watch it because they dive into some very interesting things that you guys were hitting on, that you guys were speaking to. And I think even Crypto B earlier spoke to it too. Some of the powerful individuals who have been unbanked. These last 4 years have been a direct attack on crypto in the United States. There's no doubt about it. Andreessen talked about how crypto startups were attacked. I personally saw 2 or 3 serial entrepreneurs get their project attacked over the last 4 years. And what they were trying to do was obviously hitting people right where it hurts, creating a crypto bank, for example. But those sort of things now could actually come to fruition with the changing of the guard here. But I mean, I'm telling you guys, you got to go watch that Mark Andreessen podcast with Joe Rogan. It is a must watch. And it's not all crypto, but there are underlying elements in that entire podcast that really speak to where we're going in the global finance world, where banking is going, how this world is drastically changing, and how blockchain is right at the forefront of it. Mark Andreessen is one of the biggest investors in crypto, one of the earliest investors in crypto. I'm highly encouraging you guys to go check it out, as if you're not bullish enough already on crypto, right? But definitely go watch that full podcast. We got Nick up here. Nick, what's going on? Then we'll get down to Matt. How you doing, buddy? What's happening, bro?
What's going on, guys? Stoked to be here as always. Heading to my, I work 3 jobs, and I don't get to talk as much as I would like to, but always listen to the Crypto Breakfast Club. I'm super thankful for you guys, man. Mar, Larry, Mutasco, yourself. The alpha is just always amazing. But XRP, in that I've held for
Did we lose Nick? I know he's in
these that I've just.
There he is. We got you, man. You cut out there for a second. I know you're in Hawaii, so.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, in Hawaii. And as I said, just trying to, do the 9 to 5 thing on multiple jobs and trying to change my life, right? And XRP today, I look at my wallet and I've made more than I'll make in the year of me working. And that is incredible, something that touches my heart. And to come in here and, sorry, I'm like working as I'm talking, get the alpha that I get from all of you guys, Matt, Matasco, Mar, Larry, yourself, Paid. I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you. It means a lot that y'all do this every day. And, oh, sorry, this is heavy. It's just, this is the space to be, man. And it's awesome that we have it to come to every day. Again, I don't get to talk as much as I would love to, and because I don't have any alpha to share like you guys. But, sitting on these projects has been something that I've fought with for a long time. People call me crazy, and then I get in new projects, Nova, for example, and, you see things happen, and you're just like, this is going to change our life, life-changing money. And it's really because of you guys. And so I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you do every single day. And I love being part of this community. That's really it.
Yo, real quick, shout out to Nick. Nick was there since probably day one, maybe day two. He was there super early. I hear a car, but long story short, I remember Nick was one of the people who said, you know, you guys need to get like a community channel or a Telegram, and he's actually partially the reason we have a Telegram now. That's how early Nick was. So shout out to Nick. He's been here since day one. Your attendance has not gone unnoticed.
Thank you so much, Pate. I appreciate that, man. Sorry again, I'm in the process of working, and I was carrying that heavy ass box, so I apologize about that. But yeah, man, I just really, I really appreciate this community, man, and I'm glad that we have that Telegram. I'm glad that I get to look in there and read the things and the alphas that you guys bring, and it's a blessing to have, right? Because I don't have many people that I get to talk to about crypto. Because I'm sort of the weird crypto guy. I'm like Zach from Subway said. Everybody else is in one room and they're doing something, and I'm over here looking at crypto. And until someone speaks about it, I'm just sort of there. But when they speak about it, I jump up and then I start chewing their ear off and just trying to give them everything that I know to onboard them. For the last 4.5 years, all I've done was study and study and study. And again, I'm not no smart man like most of you guys in here, so it takes a lot for me to understand. So I have to do all the research I possibly can to educate myself. And, being in these rooms has helped me understand a lot quicker. Before it was just watching like Zach's videos on YouTube and then just going and researching the crap out of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, thanks again for what you do. I don't want to hold y'all. I know there's more that needs to be said in here, but I just couldn't go today without speaking and telling y'all how much these rooms mean to the everyday person in crypto and the newcomers. It's just a reality of the situation.
Yo, Nick, real quick, and this doesn't go just for Nick, this goes for everybody. Guys, if you're here listening to this, you're a smart person by my standards because you're early. You're early. You have front run the banks. Banks are getting in after you. Like, imagine buying fucking real estate day one of the Roman Empire. Obviously it collapsed, not a great example. But later, for a while, for like 12,000 years, it was good. You would have been okay. But yeah, I mean, guys, you're front running banks, you're front running corporations, companies, you're front running governments. When's the last time you could say about anything you did in life, yeah, I was ahead of the government on this one. And now the government has to adjust to what I have to do and how I want to live, for the rest of my life. So, yeah, guys, if you're listening to not just this space, but just in the crypto space in general, if you're here and you're early, guys, I'm going to consider you an intelligent individual. That's all.
Nick, we appreciate you, bro. Seriously, man. Thank you so much for coming in here every single day and giving us the idea to start the TG and just this is what it's all about, man. Like, there's like that old saying, you could have 1 million people who follow you or watch your stuff, but if you have like 100 people who are really loyal, who are there, man, you got something special. You know what I mean? And you're one of those people, man. So we appreciate you. You really do make the Crypto Breakfast Club what it is, because without those loyal people coming in every single day, we wouldn't be able to kind of, slowly branch out and grow and see new people come in here, man. So we appreciate you, man. And this is what it's all about, bro. Love it. Matt, go ahead, bro. And then we'll go over to Martin, your court.
Yeah, so I just looked at the charts and Hbar is absolutely ripping right now. I mean, it is literally going to the moon. It's just about at 30 cents.
Insane, bro.
And a month ago, everybody, keep in mind this was at 4 cents. Okay. And there were Bitcoins. There were Hbar maxis out there shouting from rooftops to get on board. So with that, XRP, I'm not an XRP maxi, but I am 100% as bullish on XRP as I am on Hbar. But at this point, I don't need to buy anything else. I'm good. So XRP, solid in my opinion. Hedera, still early, But like I said before, don't fade and don't wrong word. Don't I'm 3 cups of coffee here. Don't fade Quant or IOTA at early, right around that $1 billion market cap. I'm not telling anybody what to do. This is not financial advice. I'm saying we talked a little bit about ISO today, and it is the future. And March 10th is their target date, March 10th, 2025. So if you have any doubt or any questions, why are these coins ripping? Why are they ripping? What Paige just said, you are going to front run the central banks if you get into those coins, not financial advice, but if you get into those ISO coins between now and March 10th, you are front running the central banks. And that's huge. You guys, this is an opportunity that's probably never going to come around again in our lifetimes.
Matt, and I don't want to interrupt anyone paid. I just dropped a resource. I worked very hard on this resource. You guys want a holistic and very easy to use reference on how to navigate stables, their on-ramp, off-ramps, and the vehicles for delivery, etc. Who's doing it, what's doing it, and the stats surrounding stables. Look at that post. I worked really hard on it. The charts are there. It makes it really easy to use. Use the shit out of that moving into the deep end of the bull. I think it's going to be really helpful to help you guys navigate and circumnavigate what's coming, because stables are going to be, like, again, the main vehicle. So go ahead and check it out and like it and repost it. I'm not shilling it, but I worked really hard on it and I dropped it here first. So you guys have been asking for it, so here it is.
Yo, real quick, Zach, correct me if I'm wrong, or Zach, either one, or even Larry. I think we're about to hit altcoin season. I think we're on the doorstep and we're ringing the doorbell. Because, bro, I know I said this was going to be the last time I talk about it, but SNEC just hit $567 million. Earlier, I said it hit 500 million. Guys, everything is pumping. Everything is fucking pumping right now. If you have anything in the top 100, top 200, shit is fucking flying. Obviously, it's being led by XRP, and you gotta give them their flowers. But the alts are fucking moving right now, dude. I think this is all season. This is the start, not the end, obviously. I think we're in all season. So I don't care. I don't care what the official people say. Go ahead.
Here's my take, Pete. So what's wild here is we're doing it without Ethereum. We're doing it without Ethereum. We're doing it led by XRP, XLM, Hbar, Dogecoin, Sui, Cardano, Pepe. We're doing it without Ethereum. Ethereum is still lagging behind Bitcoin the last 90 days. And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just saying there's way more to come. Bitcoin's up 75% in the last 90 days. Ethereum is only up 56% in the last 90 days. Yet all these other altcoins are outpacing Bitcoin. Here's the altcoin list of the top 50 that are outpacing Bitcoin. You ready? Solana, Render, Optimism, Near, TIA, Aave, ICP, Injective, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin. Wait, pause. Litecoin. Larry, put another one on the board. That thing has been quietly pumping. Arbitrum, WIF, Link, Aptos, Filecoin, Atom, Polkadot, SHIB, AVAX, Uniswap, Kronos, BitTensor, Tau, Vchain. These are all in order, by the way. So as I get to the end of this list, these are the ones that have pumped the most. Theta, Bonk, Phantom, Pepe, Cardano. What's OM again? I always forget that one. The hell's the ticker OM? Mantra? Shit, I'll come back to that. Sui. All of these last ones now are up 300+% in the last 90 days. You ready? Sui, Algorand, Dogecoin, XRP, Hbar, XLM. XLM is now up 510% in the last 90 days. Hbar, 461%. XRP, 383%. Dogecoin, 353. Algorand, 326. Sui, 325. We're doing it all without Ethereum. That's what's scary. And yes, I think we're right on the doorstep of altcoin season. But yeah, we're not fully there yet because the biggest altcoin hasn't flipped Bitcoin in the last 90 days yet.
Yeah, the metrics are crazy. And Litecoin came from the dead. Bell's token came out from the dead. And now you see how much mining is buffering the price on Doge, you know, just from the POW. Everything is moving along because I think the supply now. You know, Vitalik's not stupid. Did people forget that they minted $3 billion in USDT? I don't even know how much in USDC because no one knows exactly, but they are making big moves. Did you see the fact that they were in a small room with the bigger the movers and shakers of about 20 people, Vitalik and CZ talking together on what can we do to reclaim some of this market, right? Ethereum is gonna. I'm not financial advice, but again, the other half of the world, there are some maxis like myself on Ethereum. Yeah, I'm an XRP guy too, based on it's just common sense. But bro, it's if you fade Ethereum, you're fading the whole space because so much of the space is still built on it. So that's another common sense observation you can make on your own.
100%. 100%. Mar, what's good, man?
Yeah, man. I do want to say something real quick to there was an individual, I think Nick was talking about, the 9-to-5 job, having 3 of them. And this goes, to all the crypto dummies like myself and your YouTube channel and here in the space. One psychological thing I do want you guys to understand when it comes to swing trading. If you're swing trading right now, let's say XRP, any of these blue chips, one thing you got to understand, if you have a 9-to-5 job, and one of the biggest mistakes I've made and people make is that they undervalue their Wi-Fi money, their crypto, compared to what they make at work. There's people that make $120 a day, $200 a day at work daily, $600, $800 check a week, and they're in a swing trade or a trade, and they're up $200, $300, and they don't take profit, and they don't realize in just a few hours or minutes, or even in 1.5 days, they made $1,000 more than their paycheck, and they haven't taken profit. And that's a psychological war that people have in their head, that they just undervalue their Wi-Fi money. And it's incredible how sometimes at work you can make a $50 tip and you're jumping. Oh fuck, $50! Oh shit! You look at it, awesome. It's how fucked up we've been raised valuing the dollar, and that's one mistake that y'all make. And you got to sit back, and when you ever, and I'm not talking about your long-term holds. Sell your long-term hold for $100. No. I'm talking about your swing trade. On a swing trade, your ass got to be taking profit already. You're higher than what you're making right now at work, and you should be taking profit. Should you be getting out of that swing trade? That's up to you. But that's a mistake that actually a friend of mine just did 2-3 days ago. He makes like $150 a day, and he's already up like $400 on his trade. I'm like, yo, dude, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Like, take profit already, man. You already made it to this day, and that is because we don't value our crypto money just like a dollar. And that's a big mistake that we make, and we have to sometimes, we got to sit back and think about that and value it. Like if it was hard work, so you could take that profit. And trust me, taking profit feels great. It's a saga. It's just a thin line between selling and not selling, but it feels great, man. And yeah, man, look, I'm happy with XRP. You know, everyone. At the same time, fuck XRP. You know, the only thing that's left with XRP is for my fucking wife to come into my house, okay, that doesn't even know about crypto, and asks me, hey, Mar, what is that XRP thing that people are talking about? I will fucking leave. I will leave. You know what? And leave. I said fuck XRP, and I wasn't supposed to say that. That was a thought. That came out by mistake. You know, Jess Mutasco, I should have bought my XRP. I faded it. I'm the clown. It is what it is. I'm moving on. There's no way I'm going to chase it out.
Yo, Mar, you know what, Mar? I'm putting a portfolio together just for you.
XRP skyrocket.
All the things you fucking faded that pump. Cardano, XRP, like, I don't even know what else. There's a long list. But there's a list of things you have faded that just have gone pump. You are the Jim Cramer of our space.
Yeah. Well, what is going on with Cospa? Is Cospa even in the top fucking 100? Is it out of the top 100 already? What's going on with Cospa? But you know what, guys? You know what? Now is when you buy Cospa. When nobody's talking about it. You buy when no one is talking about it. Because they're quietly building. They're doing their shit, you know? But yeah, most important, man, out of my heart, if you're on a swing trade, man, and you make some money, and you're even over what you make daily or weekly at work, value that fucking money and take some profit, you know? Because it fucking hurts to see you know, going then and that swing trade and then being back to 20. Even if you have $30, $40, think about that. That's like 2-3 hours of work for certain people, you know? And I've learned that, man. Look, I've jumped into trades over 20K, you know? And I've jumped into trade where I make $20 a day, and I'm jumping up and down. Fuck, I made $20, $20, face to lunch, you know? But yeah, other than that, great space, man. And all season, 100%. It just feels like it's coming, you know? It feels like it's coming. I'm not hearing too much about Memecoins. You can already see Solana struggling a little bit. And also, don't let everyone that's in XRP, don't let the fucking FUD, there's still 40 billion coins out there. Look at Ethereum, you know, it has an infinity fucking supply. Look at all these coins that they still have like 30, you know, 30%, 40% of the whole fucking, the whole amount of coins, you know, that they still haven't dropped it into circulation. So that's crypto for your ass. Don't listen to the FUD. I'm already seeing the tweets about XRP. You know, they're gonna unload more coins. That's fucking crypto. And almost every project has a max supply, a total supply, and not all coins are circulating. It's just part of the game. Don't let that fucking FUD you.
Your Corp, what's up, man?
Hey guys, I was just gonna say two things. Well, it was numerous of things, but I forgot. But the two things that I remember is one, for the person that earlier talked, I think they mentioned his name was Nick again. Nick, just to let you know, I know you don't say that you don't talk because you don't have alpha or whatever, but the alpha that you think that you need to provide is not only tokens. An alpha could be anything when it comes to a mistake that you made. Probably that mistake, I haven't made it already, and because you said it, I'm not gonna make it. That's an alpha for me or for somebody else. So don't even think that you did not provide. You're not gonna provide any alpha. Guys, come and share your thoughts. Come and share your experience. Say what happened. Like any error that you saw in the system. Like me, one time I saw that one of the token that was already migrated and I never migrated. It showed that I had $2 million, and I was super excited. But then I'm like, nah, that's not right. And I search and I share it over here, and it's stuff that people wouldn't learn about it because they wouldn't like to one day wake up and be like, oh, I got all this money, and then they don't know that could be a mistake, and then they all get depressed because the money, they cannot take it out, and it's like a scam or whatever. So alpha is whatever information that anybody here doesn't know, no matter what it is. So don't think about that you never give alpha. And when it comes to Mar, what you just said, you hit it on the dot. A lot of people undervalue the crypto money, their Wi-Fi money. And I'm saying that because I was one of them until the beginning of this year. Like, the reason why is because I wanted to get more money and more money and more money and more money and more money. I wanted to get the big chunks. Instead of getting $200, I wanted to get $20,000, $30,000. And that's not how it is. That's just definitely not how it is, guys. You guys, how Mar said, if you guys are in a swing trade or you guys have a trade or anything, any profit that you guys make, and look at it that way, like he just said as well, and you're making more than what you make in your 9-to-5 job, hey, take that profit out, because then you're going to feel that you made your day at work plus that extra money that you made. So you pretty much double up in one day just to make a 8-hour work. You know, how great is that? Don't you get happy whenever you get that extra overtimes, that you get a time and a half? Think about it just like that. The only good thing is that this time and a half, you get it a lot faster and a lot quicker. It could be within seconds, it could be within minutes, it could be within days, a week, but you're still gonna get some money and profit. So don't sleep on your profit. Whenever you have it, pull it out. That by the end of the week, if you pull out money every day, let's say 50, 20, $100, by the end of the week, you look at your USDC or USDT or whatever stablecoin you have, or wherever you put that money, you guys gonna see that you guys got accumulated money there, money to play around. And like Zach said in the past, whenever you also have your profit, like you make your money, your investment, take it out plus a little bit, because that's gonna make you feel so much better, guys. That little bit, that little extra 15% extra that you took out plus your investment, then everything else is gonna be for fun. Everything else is that if you lose it, damn, okay, you know, it sucks, but I didn't lose my money. But if you win, it's like, hell yeah, I won with free money, because you won more money with free money. That's pretty much how can I explain it. So everybody that is new here, don't sleep on what Mar said. Make sure if you guys are trading, take your profit, get that money in your pocket. When the market drops down, buy in again. Don't waste all the money that I used to do as well. That was also a mistake that I used to do. But I used to get the profit, and then I see a token, I'm like, oh, let me invest that profit completely. No, don't do that. Leave that little 60, 80% of the profit in the side and play with just 20 or 30, because you don't know what that token is going to be, and then you waste your whole profit, you know? So it's something that I did a lot, like a whole bunch, and I regret myself for doing it, because I would have a lot more money if I would have done those type of mistakes. So thank you guys again for sharing that, and Mark and Zach and everybody else. Again, that's all I got to say.
That's good stuff, man. Yeah, you know, speaking on that, like one of the things I like to do, I don't know if I've ever actually put it in these terms. I like to keep about 20% of the overall money I have in crypto in stable coins, just to be ready to fire, right? So like always have some dry powder, always have something on the sidelines, because a dip will come. Like you're going to get pullbacks. And guess what, guys? We're going to get a scary moment in this bull run. It will happen. There will be a scary moment where in the market checks people, right? This is natural. It always happens. Look what happened in 2021, right? That first big dip after the springtime in 2021 went through the dog days of summer. That was a check yourself moment, right? That's when you want to have dry powder. And it's hard, because when the market's going up, man, you just want all your money invested. You just want everything in there so it can grow. Personally, not financial advice, just how I approach it, I'm always trying to have at least 20% sitting on the sideline, just waiting. Because you're not losing value in a stable coin. You're just ready for that market dip, right? You're ready to DCA. You're ready if a new thing comes along. You're ready. And so I think that's a really important point. I think you spoke to it, your corp. So I just wanted to kind of put a little meat around that in terms of kind of how I approach it. You know, that's kind of what I'm looking. I took some profits last night, guys. I took some profits last night on some altcoins that I'm up in, and it's just sitting in stables, just waiting for the next opportunity.
Zach, I do want to say one thing, man. Not financial advice. I am so close. I am so close in selling my last Bitcoin for BNB. I am so close. Like, I can't even sleep. I can't. I slept 4 hours. I don't know, man, but BNB is about to take off. And I'm so close, you know? People are like, are you selling your Bitcoin? I'm like, I'm here to make crypto, man. I'm not here to make just Bitcoin. I'm here to make crypto. I follow the trend. The upside. Look, I'm up $12,000 on Ethereum. for selling it. And I'll probably sell my Ethereum and jump back into Bitcoin. I love playing this game, you know? But I'm so close to selling my Bitcoin for BNB. Again, no financial advice. But man, last night I was like, should I pull the trigger, you know? But I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait a little longer.
I feel you, man. And I know where you're coming from, right? Like you're trying to get on things before people get on board. I mean, that's exactly it. Like that's why you made the move from Bitcoin to ETH because, you know, the normal, you know, kind of take right now is, oh, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And it's like, you know, when everybody's zigging, it's time to zag. I get it. I get it.
And the move to ETH was easier, not because of risk. I think the BNB is a super low risk. It was on my game plan. You know, I said, if Bitcoin ever hits this much and ETH is at this much, I'm not even going to think about it. And I actually did wait a little longer, which it came out winning. You know, I gave Bitcoin another $10,000 on the uptrend, but lately BNB, man, it's like, you know, what are the 200K Bitcoin, $2,000 BNB for me is more. You know, for BNB to double my money, I think it's much better on BNB, man. You know, the risk than on Bitcoin. You know, that's just how I see it. And if it doesn't pay off, I won't regret it. You know, but yeah, man, that's I got like a few friends of mine want to kill me for doing that with ETH. I can't even imagine for BNB. But you know, it's my money at the end. Whatever.
Yo, we got breaking news. U.S. government has transferred nearly 20K Bitcoin valued at $1.92 billion to a new wallet. What is this? Is this the U.S. government getting ready to sell before the new regime comes in? What is happening here? U.S. government moves $1.92 billion worth of Bitcoin to a new address just minutes ago. Interesting. Anybody got a take on that? Or is this the new regime moving chess pieces?
Robbing Peter to pay Paul, man.
Yeah.
You know, when the Doge and the current the transfer authority that's coming in on board, you know, had made a wild statement, and it wasn't really wild that $362 trillion is not, you know, accounted for from the Defense Department. You know, you could say that some of that money's probably been moved around because that's one of the great things about being decentralized. You can do those things, right?
Hey,
and
Larry, I got a question, man, about a project. What's up with Venom, bro? The Layer Zero that had like big time VC backing and it's done like really bad in the charts. Have you heard of them, Venom? I mean, they were building for years, man. And what the hell was happening with that Layer Zero?
That's a good example of a protocol where, you know, we always talk about it, but like, you know, the founders, the devs, or just a few people can tear a whole community down if they're the figurehead or the bannerman for a protocol. That's a prime example, you know. And that's the big difference between DeFi and traditional finances. You know, it's as much about the people as it is the digital asset itself. And that's a prime example. You have people that don't communicate, aren't doxed, or, you know, not communicating with their community or the shareholders, not trying to bring equilibrium.
They killed people with the airdrops, man. They went from airdropping coins to this garbage ass NFTs. I know that when they launched, it was at $1 billion market cap, just similar to Sui, I guess, and Tao also, but they just weren't able to hold at all.
Well, if you look at, funny you mentioned Sui, if you look at it, it's basically they took Venom and made all the improvements and launched Sui, like where the shortcomings on Venom were. It was almost like a carbon copy to a certain extent with all the improvements. And no, I'm going to shill something here real quick. Hash AI up 306%, the number one gainer yesterday, the day before, over the weekend in AI DeepIn and mining. People forget we were the meta when there was no meta for that. We're a 380 billion market cap path We touched 210, 220, retracing back down. I very rarely do that, but it's because the community knows, people know that, you know, we really are building and have been building. So shout out to Hash AI, you know, soft shell here on
435% in the last month, guys. Hash AI.
That's it. And, you know, might have to be a sponsor or indirect sponsor or something later at some point, because we haven't usually done that because we have a fairly large, you know, media presence, but we like to get it out to everyone. And why not then my home away from home here, you know? So it's the meta, man. So thanks, Zach, for the improved optic on the 1 month at 435%. 380 million ETH, you know, there's so many other protocols out there that are trying to do the same. God bless them all. But, you know.
Zach, you were in Naples this past week, right?
Yeah, I got back. When the hell did I get back? Last, shit, I don't even know now. I got back Sunday. Yeah.
I'm going to drive over there next week.
Sunday.
I'm looking at some land by Bonita Springs.
Yeah, I know right what you're talking about. Yeah, right off 75.
Yeah, I'm looking at some land there, man. They're going 1.30, 1.50 acres are going for like 200 to 300K. You know, and it's just nice and calm and beautiful there. You know. Yeah,
Bonita's getting built up, man. I'm actually heading back. I'm heading back the 13th. I'll be there for like another 5-6 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
They got, the thing is that they got all these HOA houses,
right?
And then they got land around it, and I don't understand why they're so cheap. And you just hold them, and whenever these HOA want to fucking build around you, it's like, okay, $1 million for my piece of land,
bro. And these communities, I've been going down there for 4 or 5 years, bro. I mean, I know you see it. It's crazy. I mean, how it's just a new one every month. You look over and it's like, here you go. You know, here we go.
But look at Bonita Springs. You can see all these communities, HOA communities. Then you see like non-HOA, and then again, and it's like whenever they're like, okay, we want this lots, you know. But yeah, they're known for the food. Bonita Springs is known for having great food. So I'm gonna go probably I'll probably say next year. I'll go see, you know, maybe I think prices will go down a little bit, you know.
Bro, if you're over there, I'll be in that area from the 13th to the 19th, I think. So if you're over there,
December.
Yeah, just here in a couple of weeks, bro.
They tore me apart this month, man. At work, shit. But they pay me good, you know.
Hell yeah.
I don't mind holidays.
Hey, they allow you to
more money for crypto, bro. Yeah, well, you just said it. See, guys, you heard, guys, me and Zach just answered at the same time. More money for crypto.
Exactly. I feel it, man. I feel it. Hey, speaking of the AI space, so Hash AI, we mentioned that. Definitely give that one a look. 160 mil market cap. But another one I've been mentioning, man. Have you guys seen TARS AI on Solana? $200 million market cap. I was talking about it at 40 mil for screaming from the mountaintops, man. That thing's flying. 200 mil. I really think, Larry, man, there's going to be a big rotation back into AI plays, man. I think
it's already happening.
Yeah, man.
That lump that CZ dropped with the meta from Binance Square really kicked things off because, you know, it's pretty strong for CZ to make a culture call or post on culture. It's usually based on what's happening in the space, but he pretty much said, like, yeah, memes are fun, but memes are, you know, you saw the comment that he made. And before that, there was a top 10 most searched AI, AI protocols on Google, and, you know, Hash AI, one of the top 10. So, but AIs in general are making a huge resurgence back on the market.
Larry, one of the guys in my alpha team posted, damn, Hash AI went parabolic. Got lucky that I got in early.
I'm happy that you're
Jason,
on our team, bro.
Yeah, Jason B. But no, I'm not done yet. I'm not the bad news. I haven't given you. And then, of course, there's too bad you faded it, Mari. You know, well, I got in. I think just a few bucks, like a 50 mil. But I think he got in on 10, 15 mil. He's doing great. I'm holding this shit, you know.
Yo, Zach, I don't know if you guys saw this yesterday. Becker dropped an AI video, and he was shouting out Hash AI there yesterday as well. Yes, he did like a 20, 30-minute video, and he was talking about AI. You guys should actually watch that video as well. Of course, always watch Humphries videos as well. But, Becker has some good gems once in a while, and he had a whole AI video yesterday I watched, and he was saying, these meme coins, all this shit, fun. I get it. I like it. But, outside of the boring shit like Cardano, and all these other tokens, AI is where this bull run is going to go. And he shouted out Hash, and he shouted out, a whole bunch of other ones. I can't think off the top of my head. But I just want you guys, Zach, whenever you have a second, watch that video.
I didn't even see you put that out. Yeah. But there's going to be a rotation, bro. I mean, we talked about this. I mean, for me, it's shit that really hasn't pumped yet that I think still has a lot of room. AI, gaming, and RWA. To me, that's it, bro. It's AI, gaming, and RWA. That rotation is coming. Yeah, all
AI, three. AI mining and RWAs together.
So, yeah. Deep in within all of that.
Better than that.
Yeah, man.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's what Hash AI is basically, and many other protocols are, trying to build in the same shape as us. We were one of the first in the beginning, and we think it's great, man, that everyone else is making us, step up our game every day. So, it's a great time to be around. And if you look at our partners list, and Mar will tell you, we have all of our partners are the who's who of DeFi. We don't look at competitors. We look at as our peers and how we can enhance and improve each other's situations the way the space should be,
I love it, man. I love these type of plays, like these AI plays that are sitting here, 100 million, 200 million, just kind of just sitting there. Not so much idle, but underground, but known enough and strong enough already to have staying power. Like that's you guys know, like that's my wheelhouse, man. So Hash is right there. I've seen TARS do a 5x. That's been my saving grace in the private investment area. Thank God for TARS AI, because otherwise I'd be getting absolutely annihilated with private investments. I'm actually in the green now, thanks to TARS, the official AI project backed by Solana. Thank God. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Because otherwise, I'm still waiting for shit to launch. I won't say any names, but I don't know if I'm ever going to see that money again. But anyways.
Who is it, Zach? Zach, who is it? Not for the sake of
okay, one of them, Larry, I'll mention one of them, Rainmaker, bro. And I talked to these guys. I talked to these guys face to face at Toronto. I'm like, talk to the CEO. I'm like, what's happening? What's going on here? Like, what are we doing? And I mean, you can dodge a bullet if it's a Telegram message. You can dodge all that stuff, right? I mean, I went right up there. I was like, hey, I'm a private investor. Here's who I mean, I got some money. What's going on? No answer, bro. No answer.
Wow.
Threw me off to the side to some marketing person. I'm like, okay, wow. That's how it is? Okay, cool.
Man, he better check himself, thought he thought, so.
Yeah, man, there are a lot of these, man, that, you know how it works, Larry. I mean, a lot of these, man, like they have these 3-month cliffs and you're waiting, all while the insiders are dumping their bags. And by the time you actually get your tokens, you can't get back in the green, or you're just sitting there. I mean, you know what I mean? So I'm done with those, man. I'm done.
What's
with
the other one, though?
The only one that's worked out well for me was the TARS deal, and it was an OTC deal. The only way I'm taking these type of opportunities, or if they're OTC, and obviously they want marketing and things like that, but if it's got to be OTC and it's got to be good terms and conditions, because as a private investor, man, I mean, you want to recoup your basis or close to it and then grow with the project. Like that's just how it works.
Absolutely.
Zach, they only had a pretty good OTC, I think like a 004 or 0035. They had a good OTC deal before migration.
I wish I knew about that. I mean, I wish I had formed that relationship with them, because I mean, just going through the ringer now, like this year, Because the start of the year, man, I carved out like a percentage of the portfolio. I said, okay, I'm going to take some bets. I'm going to, be a, VC style investor, and I'm going to try this. I'm going to try my hand at this. And yeah, man, I mean, thank God for TARS. I'll tell you guys that. But other than that, man, OTC deal or no go for me.
No doubt, man. Absolutely. I mean, there has to be reasonable terms for a return, right? So, no pun intended, but if you're round tripping based on solidarity and then you don't have the same conditions to make some at least your initials back, then it's bad news, right? So,
and I get it from their end. I mean, they don't want the guy that's just gonna 100% unlock the TGE and dump it all. That's not me though, bro. I just want to get my basis back, or even close to it. Like, give me 80% of my basis back, and then I'll grow with you. Like, then I want to see what happens. You know what I mean? But it's like, if I can't get 20% of my basis back and there's no communication, I mean, what the hell,
Absolutely.
Hey, Zach, one thing I do want to say also, man, a little bit of chilling here. Our trade's been pumping, man. It's been holding strong over 4 cents. That is the most important price that it needs to hold, because that is the ICO price. That was the highest ICO price. That was 4 cents. So that's an important floor price there. If we could hold, we just barely went under 4 cents last night, but back up, I think, to 4.5 cents. But one thing I do want to tell to your audience, Zach, it's not even when it comes to our trade, it's not even about buying the token, man. It's more also about checking out their app, man. Our trade app. Anyone that's like into, painting physical paintings, or has collecting items, they could go into our trade and try to sell it on the blockchain, and you're supporting, blockchain technology for the future. Just recently, someone it sold out in seconds. They sold 2 moon watches. That moon watch, I think from Swatch, they sold them quickly, and they're selling those bears super quickly. Those collectible items. Like I think one of them was a Pikachu bear, and it sold freaking quickly. So these guys,
Pikachu bear,
yeah, they're not just selling physical paintings. They're now doing collectible items, and they're selling quick as fuck. And and they're adding great utility into ATR now, Zach, because if you're staking ATR, you get 10 to 30% off an item that you want to buy, and you could probably go and resell it on another market, So it's pretty cool what they're doing there. And man, like, if right now, don't fade the market. Forget about the token. I'm not saying to buy the token, but if you guys have anything you want to sell, try to go there. Reminds me of, I don't want to say Amazon, but remember Amazon? They started with books, and look what they're at now, And I think those French guys are dead men. They're doing a great job, and this project has been around for 3 years. They fucking ate the whole bear market, the whole bear market, and they're still here. So that tells you something that, these guys are failing. Is not an option for them.
I'm looking at the chart now, man. Yeah, I still hold a bag too, sitting like just at 59 mil right now. Looking good, man. Been on a nice uptrend really since the beginning of November. So for about a month now, kind of broke out of that consolidation.
Yeah, the one thing that did kill those, I don't know if you I'm sure you heard about this, is that fucking hack, and it was from an exchange, the BitX or whatever it was, and they never paid us back, man. They never paid them a dime back, and ATR just delisted. They told them, look, just the CEOs. They said that they're getting ready to finalize the deal with KuCoin.
That'd be nice. Yeah. That's the one thing about some of these exchanges, man. They're not all created equal. I know we've talked a little bit about that before, but you got to get in with the quality ones and make sure there's good terms and stuff like that. But
Zach, the US moved the coins to Coinbase. It was to Coinbase. Yeah, just came out on on my ex.
Probably to offload it. I mean, usually when we see a move like that from cold storage back to an exchange, I mean that's to offload, that's to sell. Now, I mean that would be a blip on the radar. I mean, what is it? Almost 2 billion just today in volume. We're at 63 billion. I mean, so it's not like the end of the world or anything, but stupid.
Yo, Zach, did you see Fear and Greed has dropped a little bit? Not anything crazy, but went from 83 to 80. Even though we're pumping kind of like crazy right now. Have you seen this?
Yeah, a little bit of a stall out with BTC and pullback. I mean, it's to be expected. I think Bitcoin right now, man, I don't think it's going to fly anytime soon. I really think it's altcoins' turn right now for a little bit. I think Bitcoin's going to be kind of stuck here for a little while unless we get a strategic reserve announcement, like something big. And I know Dennis Porter has been all over this. That's a guy I've had on my YouTube channel a couple different times. He's talking about how the states are trying to front run the government. So states are going to be getting strategic reserves before the government. If we start getting news that, this state and that state and this state and that state starts, getting a strategic Bitcoin reserve before the government, that to me is what could pump Bitcoin. Otherwise, I think we're just going to be a little choppy right now. We're kind of waiting for that next big, that next big piece of news that'll push us up.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the no tax. Oh my God, that's just and for XRP that would be king. If there's no tax, especially on trading, well, I mean, the whole stock market will be moving just to XRP. It'll be insane.
Yeah, that's another catalyst, bro. 100%. Yeah, that's another one that. I mean, I think we're just waiting on something like that. I mean, really. Speaking of XRP, we got a little choppy. We went up to like 183, topped out there, and been consolidating here for about 20, 25 minutes, right around like 167 right now. But man, talk about volume coming in there. Freaking insane amount of volume rolling into XRP right now today. Crazy.
And but Zach, they're going to get the stable coin, right? That's going to be backed up by the U.S., right? That right there, man, it's like you could tell they're getting ready for NASDAQ, man, and the stocks. These fucking people, man, they're coming in. I'm telling you, this tax rule is going to get, I truly believe, it might not be zero, but it's going to be like so insane that it's going to be crazy, man. It's going to be fucking crazy. And I'm so excited, man, especially if it's just U.S. coins, at least it's something, At least it's something. But I'm getting excited, man. Like this, when Trump gets, comes into office, it's going to be nuts. I will be shocked if, like, some people are thinking bear market after the first quarter of 2025. I will be shocked, man. I will be fucking shocked if that is true. I am super, super bullish the whole 2025, man. At the end of the day, crypto is, pumps hard, dumps hard. That's the psychology for now. Still, I truly believe. But I'll be shocked, man, if we are bearish in 2025.
How about this? 24-hour volume, XRP almost 53 billion, Ethereum 44 billion. That's pretty nuts. I mean, XRP outpacing Ethereum in volume. I mean, is it wild to say that XRP could eventually be number 2 again? I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it could happen this cycle. I mean, obviously, XRP would have to continue at a pace that's just ungodly. And I expect Ethereum to pump. That's the thing, right? But I just, man, you wonder. I mean, with the stablecoin coming, with all of the relationships that are formed with the big banks and financial institutions, I'm not going to say it couldn't happen. It was there before. But ETH's not going anywhere either. I think ETH's coiling up, getting ready for its day. Solana pulling back a little bit, giving a little back, down like 5% today. A couple of the meme coins down after some big run-ups, to be expected there. You know, we saw those meme coins pop 20, 30%. Like Brett set a new all-time high yesterday. How about Brett, though? I mean, let's talk about Brett for a sec. That thing got to 2.3 billion yesterday. 2.3 billion with a fraction of the volume of its competitors. Hasn't been listed on Coinbase or Binance yet. Over a $2 billion market cap. I mean, to me, when you start getting volume there from a Coinbase and Binance listing, look out, man. I still think Brett's underrated, man.
Or Robinhood, because Robinhood already listed with. So if by Robinhood listing, not even Pepe, because Pepe has a strong culture, but by Robinhood listing with, anything is possible now, Zach, around those market caps or even lower.
Oh, bro, speaking of listings, Coinbase just listed, and this is what I don't understand. How do you not list your native freaking asset, Brett, at a $2 billion market cap? They're listing Moodang, $563 million market cap. It's up 58%. They just announced it today. They're listing freaking Moodang. I mean, okay, what the hell are you doing? Now, I mean, it's pumping. Keep an eye on it. There might be a play here. It's already up a little bit, but it's not official. But, yeah, that announcement comes out this morning. They're listing Moodang. I'm like, but Brett, the fucking mascot of your blockchain, is sitting here at a $2 billion market cap waiting to get listed. What the fuck are you doing? Robinhood would be smart. Go ahead and front run them, Robinhood. Front run them and list Brett now. They would be smart to do that.
Didn't they do that with Pepe and Coinbase jumped right on it a few hours later?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that'd be a good move for Robinhood. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Moodang, for what it's worth, guys, Moodang is getting listed on Coinbase. It's already up significantly, but there might still be a play there. I mean, we've seen stuff absolutely fly, you know, after listing, so keep an eye on that. We didn't talk a lot about Cardano, man, but hey, Cardano very quietly at $1.20 right now. Very quietly at $1.20 on a nice pump. This thing's up 237% in the last month. Obviously, Pade's been shouting from the mountaintops about SNEC. That thing's going parabolic too. $42+ billion market cap on Cardano. And then Litecoin, man. I know it's not sexy, but Litecoin, guys, I'm going to listen to this, bro. Okay, listen to this. I'm going to pull up my, hold on. I'm going to tell you exactly where I got in. Okay, here you go. You can go check this on the charts. I bought Litecoin. I made a play on Litecoin October 22nd. It's when I bought Litecoin. I bought it at $69 on October 22nd. It's $122 right now. Not bad. And nobody's talking about Litecoin. Nobody's talking about Litecoin. And it's still, Litecoin's still about a 4x away from its all-time high. That to me is not being talked about enough.
Yeah, Zach, and that's what that is why I come out with like we're not on a bull run yet. I just don't feel it, man. I don't feel it. Like until these fucking coins don't start hitting their all-time highs, it's like, and it's what I said, 10 trillion, man. That's the magic number. We gotta hit 10 trillion and or more to really feel an earthquake on cryptocurrency. You know.
Yep, I agree. Another one's Chainlink, man. Chainlink's pumping a little bit right now, finally, back to $22. But, you know, take a look at Chainlink. They're still 57% away from its all-time high. And when I think of Chainlink, Litecoin, Avalanche, right, these are low-risk, high-reward plays, man. Low-risk, high-reward. You know, so if you're looking for a place to rotate some Bitcoin or rotate something you're up in heavy and you don't want to take a ton of risk, this is where I would be looking, man. I'd be looking at AVAX. I'd be looking at Chainlink. I'd be looking at Litecoin. I'd be looking at, let's see here, even Vchain, Caspa. You know, these
Zach,
are some of the type of plays.
Zach, my original thesis for Vchain was anything under 5 cents is a great buy, and I'm updating that to anything under 10 cents. I don't think I'm going to update that again after that, but I think Vchain has just been consolidating for so long, and
I think it's time. I really just think it's time. I think that's gonna. I told you this earlier in the year. I think it's gonna go to $1 this cycle. I really do. Right now, you're looking at a 10x. You know, to slightly pass all-time highs where we're at. It'll be at 50 cents. You just double that, and then I think that's where that's gonna settle by the end of 2025.
Yo, I gotta tell you guys this, bro. We have 19,000 views on our live stream right now on YouTube. That's insane, man. So 19,000 people have checked in just on YouTube to the Crypto Breakfast Club today.
Pay, Vchain, what do they have that's special?
They are a real world assets play. They're probably one of the first to ever do it. But what's special about them is they were fully embraced by the Chinese government when they're a Chinese-based project, but they were fully embraced by the Chinese government when all the other cryptos were banned. So what they do is they allow you to track inventory. And so like Walmart China was using Vchain for the last, let's say, 4 years, Zach? Something like that, maybe?
Yeah, man, for a while. Yeah. They're in supply chain.
There's like BMW was using them. There's a whole bunch of, so they help you track stuff a lot more efficiently. And they've been around and they survived the bear. And I honestly think they'll go to $1. They are one of the UFC's biggest sponsors as well. So if you watch the UFC mat, you'll see Vchain on the mat. And I think they're the only cryptocurrency to be sponsoring them currently. And they have inserted their chips into UFC fighter gloves to help track statistics, which is kind of gimmicky in my opinion, but that's another thing that they have been doing. And they sometimes like auction off or raffle off those gloves. Like, oh, Conor McGregor hit this guy, 100 times in this match or whatever the fuck. So definitely look at Vchain tomorrow, not financial advice, but I've been in the Vchain trenches for 2 cycles now. I love those guys. I think they're going to do very well this cycle. Again, I think $1 is pretty conservative in my opinion, but we'll see. I mean, if you look at Cardano last cycle, and this was before smart contracts, it went from 2 cents to $3, right? So Vchain, in my opinion, compared to where Cardano was last cycle, has a lot more use case. Again, there's already companies that have been using this. So, I think $1 is pretty conservative. Can I just give you the example? 2 to 3. Well, I'm talking about right now 2 to 1, right? 2 to $1. I think that's pretty doable. Anything after that, is just gravy for me. But that's what I'm doing, profit taking wise, is looking for that $1 mark, getting most of it out right around then.
To give you an idea, Paid and everybody else listening on Vchain. So if Vchain were to hit $1, that'd put us at an $81 billion market cap. They're at a $4 billion market cap right now. That's a 19x. So, this is a crypto with substance. It's got a lot more upside, I think, than some others. It went to 27 cents, I believe, last cycle. I wrote it up from 2 cents. It sold it at 20. So I missed a little bit there on the backside. Haven't bought back in yet, but was well aware of Vchain back in 2020, 2021 when I first started crypto. It was one of my favorite plays. Vchain and Cardano were my first utility altcoins that I got into after I kind of read up on them. And I got into meme coins. That's how I got my start. It was Dogecoin, then SHIB. And then I was like, okay, Ethereum and Bitcoin, I got to have some. And then I started looking, okay, well, let me get some Cardano, nice little competitor to Ethereum. And then Vchain was just doing some really interesting things that were you could see the use case, supply chain management, logistics, putting all of that on the blockchain. They've kind of pivoted a little bit, right, Paid, where they're also doing luxury. Are they focusing in on luxury goods items and things like that? Whereas first they were are they still doing the stuff with agriculture and things like that? Or are they mostly now tied into retail logistics?
They're all over the place, right? They're technically a layer 1, so they can go any way they want, any way people want to build. But they were talking to, I don't know if it was Louis Vuitton, but it was some of these high-end
That's what it was, yeah.
Was it Louis Vuitton?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Okay, yeah, so
I remember reading that.
Yeah, and they were doing chips for tracking that stuff and sales and statistics because, I don't know, I have a fashion background I literally never talked about. And Zach Humphries, and Zach probably don't even know this, but I have a really big fashion background going back doing luxury fashion for about a decade.
And one of the biggest problems in luxury fashion is knockoffs. And that comes from clothing to cologne to whatever. It's all the knockoffs. The amount of money they lose in knockoffs, all these luxury brands, is crazy. So one of the ways that Vchain was starting to get implemented in these luxury companies was if you have one of these chips in it, one of the Vchain tracking things, we can authenticate it as real. And I think that's going to be huge, huge going forward for clothing and brands. Like, even think about Nikes. You know how many fake Jordans get sold every day? And like if you go on YouTube, like, you don't have to, but if you go on YouTube, you can watch like there's like big conventions and stuff where people like, you know, buying trade sneakers, you know, sneakerheads, and these people can tell a fake Jordan from a real one, but a lot of people can't, right? Like if you just go off of fucking Craigslist or whatever, and you see these Jordans you like, you're not necessarily an authenticator, so you don't know if it's real. Going forward with these Vchain chips that they're putting in everything, right? You'll be able to say, oh, this was made on this date. This was, you know, this is what materials was used. This is how many, you know, this is the whatever the serial code, blah blah blah. And I think that's where Vchain is going to accelerate. You just keep partnering with these big luxury brands, or even the automotive industry. I think it was BMW they were working with, Zach.
Yeah.
You start working with all these cars, and then, you know, like, oh, all these cars that were made between, you know, X, Y, and Z, and this one have a defect, which they kind of do already, but have a defect in like whatever part. You know, if you have this chip, we'll scan it to make sure you're not one of them or something, right? And like they kind of already have that, but like they would just, you know, accelerate it a little more, in my opinion. So, in my opinion, Vchain, I think, is very undervalued. You know, you just get, again, they're already in Walmart China. I don't even know why they're not in Walmart Mexico and anywhere else yet. I don't know the logic behind it, but they're already in. They've been there for 4 years, and this was during a time where China said, "Fuck crypto." Like, guys, that alone should tell you, fuck it, let's put $1 in the
Babe, what is this thing called, man? I forgot the name. When you buy a house, Jesus, I can't believe I forgot it, man. And you're
a deed.
No, your money is not with you or the other person. I can't believe I forgot that. Escrow. Yeah. That's how blockchain sales of shoes and everything is gonna work. Like, you're buying the shoe or you're buying whatever the fuck it is that you're buying, right? And you're gonna see the transaction on an escrow, and you're gonna see the individual actually owns the NFT on that blockchain, you know, and on that, and you're gonna see, okay, these are real shoes, but you don't, you know, the NFT is not gonna be owned by you or it's gonna be on an escrow, and once the transaction goes through and you accept it, then they go, the NFT and the shipment or whatever it is, or the shoes are coming to you. That's how I've heard that it's gonna work, because you know, for all these fake you know, people that are buying Mike Jordan shoes for thousands of dollars, or even Louis Vuitton and watches, fucking Rolexes. Oh my God!
Oh yeah, Rolexes or in the Breitlings also. But you know what? It's funny. Like, I never show paid XBL. Like, you can't tell me another time I mentioned my own project. Mark, go read my white paper when it talks about escrow. You're welcome.
Yo, real quick on Vchain. This is the other thing I remember, Pay. This is somewhat recently. They got into wine as well. You know, wine is big business, man. You know, like, that's another like luxury thing. That's a big deal. So they got a partnership with DIG, Direct Imported Goods, which is the importer that manages over 30% of China's wine imports. They're going to be used to validate and trace winery data from the producers. That's another industry where, like, you got to be careful. People faking, oh, this wine's this and that. There was that big documentary back in the day. I forget what the hell it was, but this guy was selling bottles of wine to celebrities at, you know, $20,000 a bottle, saying it was this shit and that shit. It wasn't even it. It's so easy to freaking fake it, right? I mean, you can label it whatever, slap the, you know, label on it that says it's this or that. So Vchain is going to be used to validate and trace winery data. There's so many different directions they can go with this, man. It is.
I mean, Zach, I mean, we talked about this before, especially with Mark, because he always talks about art and art trade and stuff. We talked about, you know, forgery of great works of art. So Vchain could be another one. Hey, we're going to put a chip on the back of this fucking, you know, $10 million Picasso painting, and we know it's the real one.
Like, we don't have to worry about it ever again. If someone wants if someone wants to digitize it or something, that you can, but we have the chip right here. We can scan it. It tells us this is an original. Here's the date of the authenticator. Here's the person who authenticated it, and here's the date it last got sold for how much money. I'm telling you guys, Vchain, if you're sleeping on it, whatever. Like just
all those collectible items that are sold on our trade. I don't know about the art. I think some of them do, not all of them. But all the collectible items do have an NFT where you hold proof that you own the real one, and yeah, like those bears, like the bear of the NBA, and those watches, that sold out. Man, they sold out in seconds. It was only, I think, 2 of them, but they sold out like in seconds. They have an NFT, that shows proof that you own that collectible and it's the real one.
Vchain too, guys, got partnerships with PricewaterhouseCoopers. This is one of the top 5 auditors in the entire world. They got a partnership with the National Research Consulting Center. They got a partnership with, obviously, Walmart, BMW. And here's the thing, too. Larry had talked about this, and all indications are this is happening. China's finally going to come into the market for good. This could blow up. I mean, think about the amount of money that's being, that's been sitting on the sidelines in China. I mean, we're talking about the largest country in the world by population. I think Vchain's a sleeping giant. Honestly, talking through this, I might want to get back in because I made a good play on it in 2021. I took some profits. Hey, I took some profits last night. This is what I'm talking about, though, right? This is why you take a little off the table. You have 20% in stable coins because you talk to all these people in these rooms and you start – stuff comes up, and now you got a little something you could throw at it and make a play at it, right? So I'm going to be tracking Vchain here, looking for an entry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It just pumped over 5 cents, Zach. So right now might not be the best time. I mean, in the long term, I think it's a great time, right? But if you're looking short term right now, I would wait till you see it below 5 cents again, which may never come. But I mean, it did happen today. But I think I really. Vchain is a huge backbone of my portfolio, kind of like Bitcoin and Ethereum are for you and Zach. But like Vchain is like that's one of my top holdings. Like I've been on that. And Mutasco, me and Mutasco talked in the back channel. I'm like, Mutasco, what's the price prediction for Vchain? Give me it. And he's like, I don't know anything. I was like, oh shit, Mutasco, come on.
We're right up there where we were back in March. So we're right up on yearly highs right now, right at 5 cents. So maybe we meet a little resistance right here. I'm going to start tracking it and watching it. And we're a little hot on the RSI right now too. So I'm going to be careful and just wait for a little pullback. I'd like to maybe pick it up at like 3.5 cents. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, is that number 35 on the top 100 now? And guys, last week this shit was at 50. Like that shit.
I don't. If we could hit 10 trillion, I don't see it hitting $1, man. I think 75 cents should be your starting point to exit. 70 cents, 75 cents.
Well, Mark, my starting point to exit was actually 65 cents. Okay, that's when I'm going to start taking profits. $1 is, I'm telling you, $1 I think is doable. 75 cents, yes, I am also taking profits there. But I get, like, again, we just gave you all the use cases for it, and it's not like it's going to end. It's not like the bear run comes and people like who are using these giant supply chain things like Walmart or whatever, it's just going to stop. It's going to keep being used, right? Especially as they keep improving the technology. So it's one of those things where it's one of my strongest conviction plays because I see it being used already. It's not one of those change or projects where it's like, this will be in the future. People will use it. It's like, no, we're using it now. And it's already used by Louis Vuitton, BMW, Walmart. It's like, look at the list. Like,
I don't mean to change pace too much, but this headline just got me cracking up, bro. Breaking. Coinbase adds long-awaited altcoin to its roadmap, and they're talking about Moondang. Long-awaited? Who the hell's been waiting a long time for Moondang? Did I miss something? Well, I've been waiting for freaking Brett for a long time, not Moondang. What the hell's going on here?
I've never even heard of Moondang. But yeah, and plus, I don't see this chain ever hitting 5 cents even in the next bear market. I don't see it. Probably 10, 15 cents will be, all these prices that we saw in the last bear market, we're not going to see them again in the next bear market. No way, especially how crypto's adopting. But yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised that Vchain got back down to 2 cents this last cycle. It went to 27. I thought it would be at least like 6, 7, 8, something around there. Maybe even 10.
Man,
right?
but you know what happened, bro? I mean, we hit a bear market, but then we had the worst of the worst shit happen with FTX, bro. So not only did we just go into a natural bear market, we got into this place where, like, is crypto gone and dead forever type of thing. You know what I mean? Like, it got that bad. So I think shit just got decimated more than it would have with the whole FTX. And then don't forget about Terra Luna and Voyager and BlockFi and I mean, shit, for a while there, it was like every company's going belly up. It's all over. Get the hell out. You know what I mean? It got bad there. I mean, the sentiment got bad. But obviously we've recovered and then some. I mean,
I know you're probably wanting to end the space soon, but I would love to hear Mutassa's thoughts on Vchain just to give even more clarity to the room if he's around. I don't know if he's around.
And to get you more excited about what you're holding.
No, I mean, listen, I'm already excited, bro.
I'm just playing, bro.
I've been excited. I've been fucking DCAing for the last, 12 months? You think I'm not excited? I've been here.
Lutasco, you there, bro? He might just be listening in. I know he's always multitasking.
Yeah.
Oh, he's here?
Yeah, we did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Oh, cool. This is about to go 2 hours. But yeah,
chill.
This is how I got into crypto, and I've said this a million times. So I was happy to connect with you, Paid, knowing that you are, because I don't see a lot of people, and I think this is a story with Vchain. When they migrated, they were literally ERC20 token. And I think part of the reason why the community scattered was because when they moved over to their own blockchain and created a dual token model, which is VERT and VTOR, that was kind of when a lot of people started, like the community started moving away, so is this for me or not kind of thing. But there's a lot of big things within Vchain, and I would always say this is how I got into crypto. It was my first ever thing that I bought, and I continue to hold it because I believe what they're doing, and I think Sunny Lu, and one of the things that, when he left Louis Vuitton, he was an executive there, and he was traveling all over the world. And he said when he told his mom, his parents, that he was going to leave this fabulous job, they asked, but why? And he just went all in. And if you're looking for, and this is the same guy, before he even started building this thing, he literally he tapped into his network and brought a lot of companies, CEOs that he was connected with, and set up it's like, Zach saying, hey, we're going to have a retreat. And then Zach is sending everyone, let's just take ourselves back to 2009 or 2010. But he was sending people Bitcoin. And I think he was sending them 25 Bitcoin per day or whatever, 50 Bitcoins per day or something like that, just to attend the event. And this is the reason why he had them all in that retreat. It was to ask them, if you run a business, right? If you wanted to have blockchain in your business, what would be the number one reason why you would want to incorporate blockchain? And most of them said, if you could improve speed and efficiency and cost savings, I'm in and I'll sign you up. And I think his rationale was, let me get feedback directly from business leaders and see what they need. And that was the genesis of Vchain. and how Vchain is being constructed. It's not very easy for a lot of people to understand why, but this is also the same blockchain that has different, most blockchains have like one white paper, right? They have a white paper on top of a white paper on top of a white paper, and each one of them is customized for a few things. First, the blockchain. Second, enterprise level integration, APIs, whatever. Third, how do we commercialize this and scale it? And so you see them doing these partnerships. And I think a lot of people also like to say, well, Ripple has all these fake partnerships, blah, blah, blah. They throw all kinds of garbage out there. But what they don't do is actually do the research to track why some of these things are mentioned. When somebody says this partnership, why, right? This is also the same project that competed with IBM. Okay, they competed with IBM to get the US Walmart market, and they got bid out and ended up with the China version of it, right, which is Walmart. And it's still actively working. They're doing all kinds of things and paid. I've shared this other partnership with them with this UK inventory monetization company called Simi. And Simi is like, it's like, they manage family offices. Like in the hedge fund world, there's like family offices. Think of what Simi does as like family businesses. Like these are generational businesses. And the other thing I said about Vchain was, if you pull up Amazon and Target and Walmart, if you pull up their financials and you go into the top part of their financials, there's one thing on the current asset, which is inventory. Okay, the last time I looked at Amazon versus Target, it was like, it was Walmart versus Target. I think Walmart was sitting about close to $80 billion worth of inventory. Okay, and the simplest thing I can say is, if you run to the CEO of Walmart and say, hey, I can save you 2% on top of your inventory, and this is how I'm going to do it, he's going to listen to you. Right, and this is the channel that Vchain is doing, and we like to say, well, crypto has no value, there's no utility. When these companies are actually literally building utility, we ignore them, right? We literally ignore it. We're like, yeah, I don't care. Like, where's Vchain? Who cares? But that's exactly what they're doing, and people are talking about that. Well, crypto has no utility. Well, it has, because he is constructing a blockchain. It's not. They went from track and trace to now literally sustainability and trading and everything on top of it. And I follow these things. I've been following this for a while. I keep track of Simi's report. They have annual reports that they put out, and I've shared this with you privately, Paid. This is what keeps me bullish on Vchain. I don't care about the noise. I don't care whether you understand it or not. Good luck having fun in it. I don't care. I just hold it, okay? Because when everybody believes that, oh, wow, this is what Vchain, I'm just sitting there and collecting dollars, right? Again, I'm just a baby. I don't know what I'm talking about sometimes, okay? So don't follow what I say. I'm not saying go buy a Vchain. In fact, ignore it. Don't buy it, okay? Because I want to buy, I'm just being greedy, but I went through migration. I literally went from migration and received my tokens, like all the stuff, right? So I've been on this for a while. This could be like an 8-hour conversation, but I hope that made sense. Vchain is utility. When you say utility, that's what it is, right? And if you look at IBM and Stellar XLM, right, they have some relationship there on cross-border payments and stuff. This is the back end stuff that people don't talk about, right? And so I hope that people do the research, understand, and this is the thing, just hold the asset. That's what I always say. Like, if you're bullish on Memecoins on Solana, hold Solana. At least hold Solana. If you're bullish on Ethereum, Memecoins, DeFi, NFTs, at least hold Ethereum. Okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is, we have to move away from, I need to hold this token and dump it, to, hey, can I hold this token into infinity? And how I leverage this token is it becomes so valuable that it's a commodity where I can use it as a collateral and borrow off it. I don't get to sell it. I can just send it to somebody, an institution or custody provider or whatever, and borrow from it. As long as I have a cash flow job that would pay off that debt, I can still get my Vchain back. I can get my Ethereum back. I can get my Bitcoin back. Forget about all these fear mongers that like think, oh, the whole world is going to come to an end if you try to collateralize. This is the world we're going in, whether you like it or not. Okay, what is MicroStrategy doing, right? But somehow we think that's okay, but somehow we say, well, no, it's not good to. What? That's what he's doing. And that's what BlackRock is going to do. That's what all these people are going to do. So if you're this early with these assets, think twice about your strategy. It's not about just selling the asset. If you do the research and you know the value of the asset, in the long run, you want to continue to hold that thing and sweep it around. Like, it's not as difficult and sticky like a house, because a house is a house. If you have to move your family to another state, you have no option. You have to put it in the market and sell it. In crypto, it's just a swap away, right? And that's the beauty of some of these top tier utility-based blockchains that are building. And the partnerships are just on top of the roof. Guys, this is literally BS. Do not buy Vchain. And I repeat it. I'm not saying go buy it, okay? This is just me chatting with Paige. We're just having a conversation, okay? You're not going to get me to sell my Vchain. I've held it forever. So again, I also hold Vitor, by the way, right? I hold a ton of it. But the thing is, if you think Shibarium, Born is a gas token, we love it. Vitor is a gas token, right? And there's all kinds of mechanics around how they're going to generate value for that. And that's my rant. I hope that makes sense. Zach, thanks for letting me blab. But guys, I'm not a serious person. I'm a joke. In fact, my screen face and name is Mutasco, but my real name is irrelevant. So do not take whatever I say as anything, okay? Please.
I love that one, Mutasco. That was awesome. I mean, irrelevant.
I'm a joke too, man. We're all a joke. I graduated with a 2.5 GPA in high school. I almost didn't graduate high school. So yeah, bro. I mean, but we figured some shit out with crypto. We're getting lucky. We're doing the damn thing. Listen, man, back in the day, I just wasn't interested, man. I couldn't sit there and listen to, I don't know. I wasn't meant for school. But then I did it for 10 years. I don't know why. I think just to prove people wrong. And now I'm living for myself and we're in crypto and we do this damn thing every damn day. That's what's going on.
Yo, Zach, I mean, the other thing.
Oh, Pay, we're losing you, bro. We lost you, man. You're somewhere in the metaverse in Morocco. We lost Paid in the metaverse of Morocco.
Hey, Zach. Before Paid comes back, Larry, if you're still active, I'm seeing this news going around. I don't know what it is, but I hope you guys talk about it. But it's significant about Ripple, and it has to do with the Ripple escrow XRP, the XRP locked in escrow. There's two parts to this. I think Larry Fink describes this as we're going to tokenize everything, right? And when they say we're going to tokenize everything, you can see that they're looking at, when you look at a financial statement, cash and cash equivalents, right? Some of them, they sweep all the cash into bonds and they do all kinds of trading stuff. And people say real world asset tokenization will start from there, right? You're looking at all these liquid assets. But when you look at XRP, and this is just stuff that I've read is out there. I don't know if it's true, if they're actually going to do that. But if they will do that, that will be significant. And I don't know how they're going to do that mechanically through the XRP ledger. But if you think about a world where the Ripple escrow, is what backs the Ripple stablecoin, because now they have to get dollars to back the stablecoin. And if there's some kind of dual mechanic behind the scene that allows them to do that, I don't know how, but it will be interesting, because then the lock-in of this XRP becomes dynamic on the back end, but also brings value back to the ecosystem. And remember, the more they use the stablecoin, the more it gets linked to XRP's utility and transaction demand. There's a lot of things that I'm trying to understand here, but it caught my interest in terms of how significant that could be as they talk about getting the approval for this stablecoin. Have you seen this, Zach? Because I know you've been following Ripple for a while. You've been putting out some videos even before everybody started talking about this.
I know there's always been so much debate about what's in escrow. I mean, like, because I've heard, right, like when Tosca, like from Ripple's standpoint, it allows them to have that, you know, liquidity. And like, I don't know why people look at it as a negative though. I mean, because they're not selling it, right? And I mean, they're being super transparent about it. It's not like they're being sneaky about it. But like, when people talk about it in a negative way, it's like they're dumping on your heads. It's like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's not what's happening. They're just withholding it, right? Like off the market.
It's all kind of nonsense. And I think when everybody kind of digs into this, I mean, they've written about this transparently on the Ripple website. You go in this way back in 2017. So if you want to understand how the escrow works and how it's, they've made efforts, right, to minimize this idea of it's pump and dump. Right? I mean, think about how much Jed had, the guy that went and created XLM. If there's records out there, and I can post them, I've posted these things in my feed many, many times, explaining like the extent to which Ripple had to go to make sure that Jed's supply didn't get in the market and, you know, in the form of a pump and dump. These guys have been very transparent. And I think one of the things that is frustrating about crypto is that if you're going to hear your research from people, random people just throwing hate pieces out there, you more than likely you're going to miss out on a lot of things. The good thing is if you can do your own independent research, you hear the noise, you hear all the crap, you can sweep in between them. Right? But if you don't do that independently, trust me, you're going to have one smart person say something so intelligently and you're going to believe them, right? I mean, all of what you and I are talking about right now, if you want to know, you can find out. It's a Google away. You can go on their website and you can pull that up and read about it and say, okay, this is how the escrow works. It's not actually pumping that. In fact, it's one of the I would call it one of the best pilot program that proves that programmable, predictable emission works. And if you have the right people behind a protocol that can manage that, I mean, think about it. They could have just dumped everything and they didn't need to set up. I don't know if anybody here uses a Zaman, right? It used to be Zum. I hold my XRP there. They have, and I set it up for my kids, actually. I use the escrow system to set up, and my kids, you know, they both have XRP, but I set it up in a way that when they're at a certain age, it would just get sent back to a particular wallet. But I had to designate a particular wallet for that to happen. You can do that. It's literally, you can set it up that way on your own, and I've tried it. And so the fact that the mechanics behind the escrow is designed the way that it's designed and people still have a problem with it, I get it. But can we at least give them some credit, right? We're not talking about, oh, we have an escrow and it's, you know, they're going to dump. Well, if they were going to dump, they would have dumped in the last 5 years. That would have happened. Again, I'm not saying that something, you know, this is perfect or whatever, but at least they have a system that works. And if it works, What do you have to say about that? Can we at least educate ourselves about how useful that could be and the application of that in other sectors, right?
For sure. I mean, and to me, go ahead, Crypto Solutions. You want to jump in? Go ahead, man.
Yeah. You know, first and foremost, thank you, Zach, for this wonderful space. Sorry, my voice is a bit cracking, you know, over here. You know, when Mutasco speaks, you know, I get inspired because he actually speaks with facts, and I'm a data-oriented person. And when you hear him speak, you know, he does not just speak just because he wants to speak. No, he speaks because he has to speak. And he actually bring in the comparison is clear. You know, when it comes to the issue of Ripple, I think a lot of people, and it's a normal thing. And this is one of the major things that people need to understand. No matter what you do, people try as much as possible to, you know, to bring in something that will actually drive some certain people away. And when you look at it, a lot of people, you and I believe me, that many people said Ripple would never see $1. Many people said a lot of things. And when we go back in the vicissitude of time, we could actually see all those things. We could see them on X, we could see them on journals. People saying a lot of stuff that, you know, Ripple is gone, you're just wasting your time. Some people say a lot of shit. But now, with what is happening, and we're seeing Ripple going crazy, yeah, people will always say what they have to say. But again, I actually agree with what you guys are saying. The major thing for you is not to listen to any random person. It's for you to take whatever anybody is saying, go back, do your own research, check distance. Like, this is not a shit coin, right? It's not a shit stuff. It's something that has been there. Like, you have ample data out there for you that will actually guide you. So you don't need to wait for anybody. Whether with the escrow, with whatnot, people will say a lot. People just want to, in fact, don't be surprised. A lot of people now are actually pushing so that a lot of, when you get FOMO, you know, they actually FUD, you know, when they FUD, they come in, and once they start coming in, you want to FOMO in as well, you know. So we have a lot of people like that, and we have people who are there. Their major job is to actually do this. So as long as the project is going on well, people will talk. And if these things are not coming, Zach, believe you me, it means Ripple is going nowhere. But with this coming in, with all this, you know, negative, you know, stuff, you know, pumping here and there, yet it's not actually affecting Ripple because Ripple is still going, you know, it's still going far beyond what people actually imagine. So for me, I'm so glad that I happened to be here today, and it's actually been a while to hear, you know, Mutasco, you know, do his analysis the way he does it best. You know, he does it very well, and I'm glad to actually gain a lot, and I'm here to also listen and also come in, you know, at some certain point, but again, majorly to listen to the discussion and also learn from what is happening here, because I can see a lot of people who have been in the space long before I do. I so much believe with people like you, Zach, Mutasco, you know, Paid XP, you know, I believe, you know, Zach Hbar, I believe I'm gonna actually learn a lot. Mars, I'm going to learn a lot here, and I'm already learning. So kudos to you guys, and thanks, Zach, for, you know, bringing this space, because yeah, people don't talk about this, but you know, hopping into a space like this where, you know, you have people with like minds, intelligent people, saying things, you know, discussing things. It's actually good for someone to sit down with a jotter and a paper to actually, you know, put some certain things down and get the wisdom here. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you, man. Thanks so much. Mar, you got something?
No, man. I mean, not to fall out of crypto, but Mutasco said the word irrelevant, and man, you guys gotta watch Mutasco. You gotta watch the 30 for 30 film of our New York Giants player, and it's called Irrelevant. It's like 15 years old. Amazing, man. It shows you how short life can be, and you gotta watch it, man. It's one of the best short films I've ever seen in my life, and it's pretty cool, especially if you're a Giants fan, you know. But what I did wanted to bring up was Zach. I don't know if you have heard of House of Crypto on YouTube. They just threw a video of R-Trade, just to let you know.
Nice, man. Yeah, he's a cool dude. I met him out in Dubai this most recent. Yeah, he's a good dude. Big time investor too.
Awesome, man. Awesome. But yeah, man, if you never watched that, Zach, and you want to forget about crypto a little bit, watch that 30 for 30 film on ESPN, The Irrelevant. Oh, man. Amazing, bro.
I think I've heard of that. I've never watched it. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it was the last pick for the New York Giants that season, and Purcell straight up said that's his greatest player of all times for him. You know, or one of pretty cool, man.
Hey, I threw something up in the nest too, guys. This is really interesting. We talk about making it easy, talk about onboarding new people. Check out this news from CoinDesk. They just put it up in the nest. I just put it up there. Coinbase has added Apple Pay support to its on-ramp platform. So what this means is now third-party apps, your self-custody wallets can fund their crypto purchases with the iPhone's payment service. This is the kind of shit we've been waiting for, guys. This is actually a massive piece of news. So big time.
Man, there's one thing about Apple, man, and the fucking marketplace is like, have you noticed like OpenSea or even Artrade has that issue where like Artrade has their app like pretty much done, but there's no point of releasing it and waste all that money like OpenSea did, because you can't sell the fucking NFTs because Apple wants like fucking 40% of revenue, you know? And I don't ever see anything around it unless there's a competitive. Again, with Apple, I think Android also fucking charges a heavy fee, man. They're like, fuck it, if Apple's charging this much, we'll charge as much too, you know? But that's one of the problems that with NFTs, that's why there isn't an app out there that you could sell NFTs, because Apple wants like fucking 40% of it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Apple too, bro, like their company, they sit on so much cash. And this is something I don't think we talk about enough. A lot of these companies, and I know there's rumors with Microsoft, potentially, they're going to have a meeting with Michael Saylor about a Bitcoin strategy, some kind of strategic reserve. Take a look at these companies that are barely hanging on above Bitcoin's market cap. You know what I'm saying? And you just wonder, what's going to be the first domino to fall? Who's going to be the first company to create a Bitcoin strategic reserve? To me, it's shocking that Apple has not done it, considering they're a tech company, considering they have the most cash on hand. Microsoft's in a little different spot because they use a lot of their cash to acquire assets. They buy out people and they utilize it as their own. Apple builds everything within and they sit on cash. Like Nvidia, Apple, these companies, I think they're coming. And people, we're talking about strategic reserves and institutional money. What happens when these companies start making, putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet? I mean, that's a whole nother freaking animal, man.
Yeah, and Zach, look at Nvidia, man. Like, I think they're number 2 today. Last week, they were like the number 1 company. Who would have thought, man? Nvidia was like dead in the waters together with Facebook when it comes to market cap a year and a half ago. And how the hell did Nvidia go from like being down, man? My friend got wrecked. I got a friend of mine that got wrecked. He bought Nvidia, I think like before it split, like a 160, 180, sold it at 110, 120, I think. And I'm telling him, hold, man, this EA, and all of a sudden a year later, that's just the number 1 fucking company in the world, And
crazy,
this is your conviction where you got to hold. When you got something that people are building, you just got to hold. Just like I said about Vchain, even Vchain right now that we just spoke about, these guys are fucking building. The FOMO will come in. A lot of it is hype. And once you put the hype together with something that was built, the hype is even bigger, And people are going to FOMO in, just like Bitcoiners, man. Look at it. Not to take away from anything, but at least Grant Cardone or Gary Cardone, he's pushing Bitcoin, At the end of the day, he might be a maxi, but whatever. But they're FOMOing in. They're buying Bitcoin at 90K. They truly are. They're not just saying it just for people to buy. They are. His brother was against Bitcoin. I'm sure Motasco, you heard how much he hated Bitcoin 6 months ago. Now he's using Bitcoin for properties, So it's just crazy. And yeah, man, look, like I said earlier, $10 trillion market cap, that puts Bitcoin, I think, at $4 trillion and ahead of Apple and all these other companies.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Tesla, you know, they're ranked number 11. They've got Bitcoin on their balance sheet. But outside of that, I mean, guys, the list is insane. I mean, think about this. Walmart, Eli Lilly, Visa, MasterCard, ExxonMobil, Berkshire Hathaway, Broadcom, TSMC, Facebook, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Apple. And then let's not forget about Saudi Aramco and the whole Middle Eastern region that has basically created their whole net worth on oil, but now they're starting to diversify. You know, they go and create Live Golf, and they're looking to diversify their assets. They're going to buy Bitcoin. You know what? XRP is massive in the Middle East too. XRP is massive in the Middle East. You watch. Saudi Aramco, the Saudi government, Qatar, these very wealthy countries in the Middle East are going to rotate a little bit of their capital, not all, but a little bit of their capital. They're going to diversify out of oil and gas. They're going to come into blockchain. They're going to come into crypto. They're going to come into AI, robotics, heavy. It's coming. Paid, what's up?
Yo, real quick, Zach, a few flowers are due. Zach, your numbers are fucking kind of incredible right now. You know, you got 1,000 live right now on X. You know, you got like 85, 90 in here, and you got another 1,000 live with you on YouTube. Not total, but live. I think YouTube, you just said you had like, what, 23,000 total that came through this live right now on YouTube. So congratulations,
far,
dude.
24,000. And I just want to say congrats to everybody else, because, I mean, it's nothing if nobody listens. I mean, it's not me, it's us. We're growing something awesome, man, and people are excited. They're coming in. So many new people. I'm getting a ton of new people coming in, and you know, new subscribers, new people, brand new to crypto, and they're finding us as one of the first places. So that's freaking awesome. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody.
Hey, Zach, one question, man, because I'm seeing Koba down there. He probably knows about this a little bit. But what's up with blockchain? And because I haven't heard of like military contracts or anything like that with blockchain, you know, when it comes to military.
Wait, Kova.
I'd like to get Kova up on that because, yeah.
My mom actually wanted to talk to Kova about some stuff like that. To be fair, I think I talked about this on the show a couple times about my dad's military records getting burned up in a fire. And if you Google this, a fire happened in, like, let's say 79 in Chicago, wherever it was, that had, you know, millions of military records. So a lot of military veterans lost their records, and since they lost their records, they couldn't be verified to get benefits. So my dad, throughout his life, never got his VA benefits. So it was a big fight with, like, the U.S. government and my mom. I don't talk about it a lot because it's fucking taxing. But I did mention that on the show that one of the things I wanted to do was create maybe not a blockchain, but maybe an L2, L3 for military veterans for their records. And I brought this up to Charles Hoskinson on a couple of spaces, and he 100% agreed with me. And now that he's going into Washington, regardless if he's not officially in the administration or not, I'm not saying I'm cool with Charles like that. I don't have a phone number. I don't have a first name basis with them. But now I can go back in, I feel like, and be like, hey, remember when we had that conversation about military veterans? Well, now you're way more in position to actually implement this across the whole U.S. government and potentially the world. Like, you know, we have allies all over the world that might be suffering from the same things. So I would love to get Kova up here to talk about that. I know my mom wanted to talk briefly with him because my mom's trying to, you know, create not her own blockchain, her own project with that whole situation. But yeah, that is a big deal, is military veteran records. Because if you lose your records, you're fucked. Like, you are honestly fucked as a veteran. Like, if you ask a lot of homeless veterans don't have the records. So they can't get the mental health they will need. They can't get the medicine they need. They can't get a lot of things because the VA is super strict with, hey, you need your papers. And that happened to my father. I saw it firsthand. So I think that, I mean, like, if you want to just go, like, through fucking inventory and shit, Mar, you know, the military can just adopt Vchain, right? Like, honestly, if we got to track these bullets and these guns, okay, put a Vchain chip in it and call it a day, right? But I think the implications of not having, you know, some type of military veteran record keeping on blockchain is a problem. And I think it's been a problem for a while. And I would love, I love COVID. I wish COVID got on stage if you can. But I think that should be a big focus for not only us, but like the crypto space in general. Especially if people say they support the troops, let's fucking support them,
Yeah, COVID, please come on up, bro, if you can. I want to get down to Larry Z. He's been waiting. Larry Z's kind of new to the show. What's up, man?
Hey, listen, thanks for telling us about the Apple Pay Coinbase. Does anyone know anything about the fee structure beyond what they charge for the App Store, which we know is 40, but they can't charge 40%. There's got to be a different fee structure for moving money. And I just don't know if anyone has any experience with that at all on their platform anyway.
That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you there on that. I mean, I don't know if anybody else does. I mean, this news just broke. Go ahead, Mark.
I mean, no, when it comes to like the App Store and selling, having an app and selling stuff through the app, I mean, I don't know how the hell stores do it, but all I know is that when I got into a conversation with someone from OpenSea, that's how they want it. They want it like anywhere from 35, 37%, even 40%. Our trade said that they wanted from the products that they sell from their marketplace, I mean, it's fucking insane. That is why when you go to OpenSea on the App Store, you only see the NFTs. I don't know if you can move NFTs around, but once you click that you want to buy one, it sends you to the the regular web app.
Yeah, that just can't work for transferring money per se. And the only thing that works well for that is something I would call free goods, where the incremental cost of the user is essentially near zero. So I don't know. I would think they're going to get into the payment straight up business, but maybe there is enough business with people who just want to buy digital goods and there's 40% margin. I don't know. Can't imagine that that's a big business compared to the first one. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Appreciate that. I don't know if anybody else had anything for Larry on that, if you guys want to jump in on that. But, man, we've been waiting for Apple to come to the party. And looks like they're finally starting to come in and join in. Hey, guys, we are going to get this one slowly wrapped up. I do want to let Mutasco jump in here. Mar, you got something for us? Then we'll get up to Mutasco.
Yeah, we got Zach. We also have Kova on the stage right now.
Oh, Kova did come up? Okay. All right, yeah, we'll get to Kova too.
It's basically what they have it with is virtual currency and digital and like digital subscriptions and stuff like that. It's 30 to could be 30% or higher, depending on the volume, of course, if it's for them, But that's for digital currency, of course. They have it with blockchain and digital subscriptions and all that stuff. It's 30% or higher.
Good stuff. Appreciate that. Mutasco and then Kova. Or actually, you know what? Let's go Kova, because we were just talking about that military side of things. Kova, jump in on that if you want, man.
Man, I was working on my homework. I'm doing some college and some ethical dilemma thing, and I have to decide whether I'm gonna call the cops on a lady stealing some formula or not. I got some essay that I was working on whenever I heard my name, so I wasn't sure what you guys were talking about. I just heard, hey, COVID needs to come up, but can you just give me a quick brief on it, and I could chime in really quick.
So Mar was talking about what blockchain looks like with the military going forward, and that he hasn't heard anything about anything with the blockchain in the military joining forces for anything. And then I mentioned, which we talked about in the past, my mom also, about military records going on blockchain so they don't get lost. I know if you lose your military records, it's a big deal and a big fiasco, you know, from a personal experience and from, you know, again, I talked about homeless vets who lost their records, they can't get help, treatment, whatever. So we were questioning if you knew of anything coming down the pike with blockchain and the military. I know, before you even get into it, I know that a couple years ago, and this is actually what got me started on my journey looking into this, was the VA, which is Veterans Affairs, guys, just so you know, the VA actually asked for blockchain technology advisors, because they are actively looking into this, but I don't think anyone has pulled the trigger on it because I haven't seen any updates since, you know, those articles came out a couple of years ago. So I was just trying to see if you had anything on that or anything in general, Kova.
I don't, man. Aside from the conversations that me and you had about records and stuff, I dug through. I've looked, you know, I try to look for jobs. I go to USA.gov jobs, and I try to look on there to see if they had any blockchain-related jobs, you know, just to see what criteria you needed for it, so I could study in those areas and get into those job fields in the future. Just I was interested, and I couldn't find anything. So that was one roadblock I ran into. The other thing that I try to do is that I try to go to like Wounded Warrior and Simplify and talk to them about blockchain, and, you know, because they deal a lot with donors and stuff like that. And, you know, just pick their brain, but I can never get a hold of anybody that knows anything about blockchain in those groups, which, again, it's not surprising, but at the same time, it's like, man, if they could get into it, there's a lot of things. I have ideas, a lot of good things that they could do with blockchain in those areas. But no, man, honestly, the biggest one that's really stuck to me was that conversation between me and you. And I've never said anything about it out loud because it was your idea, but you brought it up here. But no, man, I really think that, yes, the medical records is a big fucking deal, man, because watch, man, most veterans do not print out the records and save a hard copy of them, which is a big fucking no-no. Why don't they do it? I don't know, but that is the one thing that your family could ask for benefits if something happens to you. They need that hard copy. So, you know, if you're a veteran out there, you ain't got a hard copy of your stuff, you need to print it out. If you don't know how to, get with me. I'll let you know. But it's not hard at all. 2, right now, you're able to go into your medical records in the VA website. But again, those things could disappear. It just takes one hack. A long time ago, they were keeping all medical records, and I'm pretty sure his family was affected by this. I won't throw that stuff out there, but I'm just letting you know that it affected a lot of people, where they were storing all these medical records in one facility, and that facility magically caught fire and burnt almost every veteran's records from like the Vietnam era back. Now,
yeah,
accidents happen.
I was just talking about that. That's how it kind of segued into you going on.
Yeah, sorry for repeating that, but you know, it is a big deal. I've ran into a lot of them, not just you know, your family paid, but sometimes when I go to my VA appointments, there's some veterans that are standing around waiting for a ride. So, you know, every once in a while I give them a ride, and I've had at least 2 that are like, yeah, I'm trying to get my benefits, but it's been hard because my records got burnt in this fire. I'm like, damn, that sucks. Like, so it is something that still continues to affect veterans to this day, and I think it was a great idea. I would love to join in on something like that if it goes on. Like I said, I did go on .gov trying to look for jobs and looking to see if there was anything in that field where somebody was trying to build something, you know, or interested in building records on blockchain, and I couldn't find anything.
Tova, I just did a quick Google search just to refresh real quick, right? And I don't know who Nancy Mace is. South Carolina's first congressional district congresswoman. She introduced a bill, the Veterans Affairs Distributed Ledger Innovation Act of 2024. This press release came out on July 30th. I haven't even seen this. I might reach out to her. But basically, this legislation directs the Department of Veterans Affairs to study the power of distributed ledger technology, otherwise known as blockchain, to revolutionize how veterans receive their benefits and services. And this just says study. It doesn't even say implement. That's how early this shit still is. So me personally, I'm about to reach out to her. I'm about to reach out to her in an email and fucking CC Charles Hoskinson. That's what's about to happen. I'll definitely look at this also, Koba, when you have a second. But I didn't mean to cut you off. I just did a quick search right now. I don't see much else online about it.
No, there is, man. I was digging around because right now I'm doing my business degree, but I was like, it really doesn't touch on what I really like. So I was kind of looking to jump ship. So I was trying to find a job in this field, but in the government, and also to kind of help recruit veterans. There's surprisingly not a whole lot of veterans that are involved in blockchain. I know of a few numbers, but I just expected more because word gets around, man. Word gets around, especially money-making word. Yeah. But, no, man. Hey, send me that, the info page. I know you just Googled it, but send it to me, and I like to dig into that too. Like, that's all I got, guys.
Appreciate it.
Hey, and thanks to all of you. I know you guys got a lot of thanks out there, and of course, man, thank you guys. I haven't been up here because I don't know what it is. They changed like the internet lines here around my house. And they did it like 2 days before that last day that I was up here where I sounded like a robot, and it hasn't been right since. I have to drop down and join back up. That's why I haven't been talking too much.
All good, man. Glad to have you up here today. And man, what a freaking stream today. What a show. 3 hours and 30 minutes. We've been rolling. XRP has been pumping. Hbar has been pumping. We've covered a lot of ground. We've covered a lot of things related to XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, Vchain. This is what it's all about, man. This is why we all come together. We've got some really, really smart people in this room, and this is what it's all about, man. You come together and you learn something every single day, and you're constantly growing and evolving and changing, and we're right at the forefront, man, of everything happening in crypto. So I'm just so pumped to have everybody with us at the Breakfast Club. So pumped we decided to do it. So pumped I have two co-hosts like Zach and Pate who show up every day. People like Mutasco and Mar and Kova and Urcorp and Nick and so many others that show up every day and want to be part of this. And this is what it's all about, man. So really, really appreciate you guys. I'm going to go and shut it down for today. I've got, obviously some videos and, it doesn't stop, man. So it's going to be a long day and long night, but this is what it's all about, man. This is what we've been freaking waiting for.
Quick reference here, Zach.
Yeah.
I did tag Larry. I didn't hear his question right, so I don't know if that was really relevant to his question, but I heard him ask about Apple Store fees or something like that. This is a big problem for crypto, and I think a lot is changing. I listened to a podcast of the CEO of Moonwell. They're integrated onto Base now. They're kind of a payment infrastructure. And the CEO complained about this whole problem with Apple. Anytime you're selling a financial product on the back end, Apple just blocks the way. They're like, no, we're not letting you in. This is a huge problem. And I think they need to wake up. Otherwise, they're going to get disrupted by all these payment options outside of Apple's ecosystem. It's just a good business for them to adopt it, and I get their reasons. But Larry, if you're in, I don't know if that was helpful, but again, this is just a breakdown. There's more on the back end that I can share. But I heard you briefly, and I didn't hear everything. On the defense side, this is my area. This is where what I do for a living. And one of the things that I would say is that I've posted this before, and I think Cover, this was about a year ago. I referenced something in a space. This was early when you started joining these spaces. I had mentioned that if you're a veteran, this was actually a policy that was enacted during COVID along the Veterans Affairs Department. And they and if you remember, Kova, I had mentioned it to you. It was called the Veterans Rapid Retraining Assistance Program, VRAP. And one of the things that my frustration, and if I was a veteran, I would literally write an entire proposal, push and go talk to somebody at the top. Because the thing is, this was enacted, I think, in March 2021. Check me on it. It's actually an active program right now. And what it does is, it was part of the American Rescue Plan, which was the $1.9 trillion stimulus package that we got. So they literally fund. So if you're a veteran, you go through this program. They provide like a 12-month tuition fee for anybody. So if you're a veteran, you're sitting there, you're in crypto, I would actually recommend that they do this, because the idea of this program was to help veterans kind of reintegrate into like commercial like work and all that. And they get to tell you, hey, choose this, choose that. But the idea of the program is to get veterans to retrain themselves into something that is like a viable sector. So blockchain, I would consider it as a viable sector, right? So if you're a veteran, you can take the training, they pay for it, the money is sitting there, they don't even use the money sometimes, and if somebody could get them to incorporate blockchain into it, you can get this training for free, and it could set you up for huge success in the future, right? So when it comes to defense, for anybody who wants to look, there is the 2025, the Senate actually passed this bill, and there's what they call the National Defense Authorization Act. This thing goes through, nobody negotiates this thing, they just put money into it. They just signed it off. But usually when they take the National Defense Authorization Act through Congress and the Senate, they slip in all kinds of things, right? They call it catch a ride. So they know that the defense is critical because money goes into critical infrastructure, cybersecurity, all of that. So one of the things that they actually acknowledged was, this came from the Secretary of Defense, right? They instructed the entire department to investigate the viability of blockchain use cases in the defense sector of the United States. So this is an active program that's going on. The government has eyes on it, and they're doing all kinds of things, and there's a lot of benefits, right? Today, if you just look up counterfeiting cost to the U.S. Defense budget, it's almost like billions of dollars, okay? This is the amount of waste that I think Doge, and if Elon and his team, they do this right, they're going to cut down on a lot of cost. And it has something to do with blockchain. Because as you guys know, if you look up app.solana, it will tell you all the nodes that operate Solana's blockchain, right? And if you go on, clientdiversity.network, that is also on the Ethereum blockchain. It's a proof of stake now. So if you go on clientdiversity.network, it will tell you who are the clients that, do the node validation of the Ethereum, the security of the Ethereum network, entire security of the Ethereum network depends on this, right? So think about what I just said, like the Solana blockchain, the security of it, and who protects the security of the network, the Ethereum network, and then say, okay, how can the U.S. defense, whether it's offensive or defensive, cybersecurity, whatever, do they need the blockchain? What features of the blockchain could help them, whether it's through data communication, supply chain, whatever, logistics, how can they benefit from it? It's all, they know that. These guys know that, and they're working on it. And if you want to know more, just pull up that FY25 NDAA report. This is the National Defense Authorization Act report, right? You see everything that you need to know about the government. And while they're telling you blockchain is a scam, they're actually actively allocating resources, okay, your tax dollars, to study these things, right? This is why it's not a joke. If you're hanging out in these spaces, learn as much as you can, retool yourself. The future is changing around us. Majority of the people don't know this, sadly, But if you're here, good for you. Learn as much as you can, invest if you want, but part of it is the knowledge, okay? You got the knowledge, no one is gonna take it out of your head. You can do whatever you want, and you can get to any place you want. And that's the power that you have that most people don't have. Have a great day.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We will end it there, guys. Thank you guys so much again. Appreciate it. Have a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern. I'm sure there'll be a lot to get to, a lot to unpack. So appreciate everybody. See you guys tomorrow.
All right, Jim.
Thank you to everybody on the live stream, guys. Really appreciate you. If you are brand new and you haven't yet subscribed, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I know we're reaching a lot of new people right now in crypto, so I'm here every single day. We do these spaces that you guys just heard. This one went really long. Usually it's 9:30 to 11:30, but we do these all the time. Thank you guys, all the new folks. Subscribe, ring the notification bell, and I'm going to be back with more videos throughout the day. So many things getting done right now in crypto. So many things going on, but we'll be here rocking with you guys. Thank you guys. I really could not do it without you. And again, the best way, easiest way to give back is just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. That does mean a lot. We've been at this thing for 4+ years, just grinding. Even during the days when nobody was watching and nobody was subscribing, we were here trying to educate people on crypto and just put out good content for everybody to consume. So again, thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the new subscribers. We'll be back with more, and we'll see you guys right around the corner.